Here we go. We're in it, boys. Episode, I don't even know what episode we're on now. Episode 190,
94.
194. Dude, are you sure?
Yes.
Damn, 194, dude. It is actually so crazy how close you are to 200 to like really think about, our 100 landmark. Was that the last time we were drinking, Brando? Like on the episode?
Like,
What was that?
Was it 150?
But
or
maybe it was
154?
150.
It was one of those. It was
Yeah.
No, not 154. I'm sorry. I
My
think it was 150.
150.
Yeah, you can go ahead. You do that by yourself. I didn't.
All
We
right.
didn't feel good the next day. All right.
You wouldn't have survived, Caden. I took like
That was
12 shots that night. I was rough.
Yeah.
That's
You guys got that.
Yeah.
mid work week. Let's not do that again.
No.
I'm not a
But you
Bears
know what?
fan.
But what we do have, boys, is a special guest that I recently got acquainted with like less than 6 weeks ago. Was my first time ever meeting this guy. So we have Jared Sherman, who currently plays on Texas Demolition. Jay Sherman, brother. How are you, dude?
Dude, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here. And shit, 194, dude. That's
Yeah.
fucking dedication, dude. That's consistency, man. That's like you guys have gone through some stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Like when it
it's a
comes to
lot.
like the grand scheme of things, Brando, of like how much stuff we've actually done together. Like, dude, shark diving with no cage, bro, scaling the jungle, just having so much fun together, right? And a lot of that started like just from the podcast. We're like, dude, we need a podcast story, bro. Let's go do something dangerous,
Yeah.
right? So
I mean, it's honestly uh, being on the podcast. There has been many situations of like, I don't really want to do this. But it'd make good content for the podcast,
Yep.
honestly. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing, and it makes a lot of like type 2 fun as well,
yes,
right?
I mean, dude,
So
I'll say it again. All right, Jay Sherm. I don't know if you know this, but I'll find the video and I'll send it to you. Because of the podcast and the peer pressure, these guys had me ride a roller coaster. Dude, I hate roller coasters, bro. Like,
yeah, you can't just say like
I cannot stand like that was like, dude, when I'm telling you my timbers were shivered, that is like an understatement, bro.
Like a primal fear. perhaps.
Dude, it was so bad.
When people say, "Oh, I'm scared of roller coasters," it's like, "Oh, haha, all right,
No,
drop me.
dude.
You don't like this." No, he is like terrified of roller coasters.
I'm gonna find
He
the video.
cri- he-
I
Jared, he
cried like a little bitch. Dude, straight
Dude, the height?
Scarier than the Grinch.
dude,
No, not
worse
even
than the
for heights,
Grinch.
right? I mean, it's just.
I'm finding it
know.
right now to send it to you, Jay Sherm. But oh man, that got me so
Oh.
good, dude, so bad. Here it is.
It's like a legit phobia. He cried an hour after writing it.
Literally.
For an hour.
Like every time someone would be like, "Oh man, the roller coaster," dude, my cheeks would get numb and I'd start crying again. It was so bad. I just sent it to you, but I'm like crying. And the whole team is like trying to like hype me up. So that type of peer pressure for the podcast. That's the kind of shit that I love, right? But
Not just defense, that roller coaster is fucking rough.
that was
It
rough,
was a
dude.
The
It was
wooden
rough.
roller coaster that flips at a fun spot, bro.
It
Oh.
was the roller coaster in Old Town.
Old Town, Tampa.
For World Cup. No, not Tampa.
Was it? Are you sure?
Yeah,
Isn't this-
yeah. It's where World Cup is.
Okay, gotcha. Old Town Orlando, then, right?
Yeah.
And this most recent event, my girlfriend went on it, and because my girlfriend's a daredevil like that, and she was like, "Oh man, I love roller coasters," but she was like, "That shit was rough."
That
dude."
old rickety wood one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
They paint it white. They paint it white to make it look metal. And what is wrong with you people? What false advertisement
Dude,
that is?
I can hear it right now. I'm like the sound of just children screaming.
It's rough. It's rougher than it looks. It looks a little rough when you get up close, but it's rougher than it looks.
And my
Yeah.
teammate Micah, who is the expert instigator, he's like, "Oh, Hatch, we could become one of those Reddit videos where you see them fly off the rails." And I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck?" Like right before I'm about to write it, But shout out to Micah, love that guy. But anyway, enough of that. Jared Sherm, to tell us who is Jared Sherman.
Who is Jared Sherman? Fuck, man.
It's a hard question when
Just
you
a
get
guy
presented
trying to
with it.
make it. Dude, I'm just a guy trying to make it, man. Like that means like I've been up, I've been tore down, I've been down, I've been helped up, I've dumb back down. Like, you know, just a guy trying to be humble about everything, man. Just the fucking dude. Like that's it. I try to be no more, no less. You know, there's definitely times where I felt more and less, but you know, at this point, dude, just trying to be somebody that you know, I would want to have an interaction with,
Hmm.
you know, in you know, all senses. But yeah, man. I mean, and shit, I'm here. You know, I get to be part of this and what you guys have created on this show, man. Um, you know, so I'm honored to be here.
Thank you, bro. Like it really does mean a lot. And I know I reached out to you last second, but I was like, I remember we were joshing around at the field, at the USXBL. And I was like, dude, like you got to come on the podcast, bro. Like cause just, and the thing is that I gotta jump to a side tangent real quick. And when it came to our first impression, like ever meeting each other, right? Cause you came into the Airbnb, right?
Mhm.
And dude,
Yeah,
can I be honest with you? Dude, I'm gonna be honest with
yeah,
you. When I first when we both converge at the Airbnb, I'm like, oh man, this guy is the other coach. So instantly my manly primal instinct came in and I'm like, competition. Right? Like I gotta like I'm not even joking, dude. I gotta conversate with this guy to like see where he's at. Right? Because obviously, I know you played for
I
Xfactor,
respect that.
right? I know you have a very impressive resume, playing for Xfactor, playing for Notorious, playing for Texas Demo, right? Those are all very, very top tier teams, right? So I was always like, you know, competition, like almost as if there's two chefs in the kitchen, you know, cooking up something, right? So I'm just kind of so curious. What was your first impression when we met? Like, how did that whole interaction go
Dude,
for you?
you're famous.
Oh God, come
You
the
know,
fuck on, dude.
you're
Brando,
fucking
god damn
famous,
it.
bro.
Oh fuck.
Like, dude, you're famous. Like, I know your voice more than I know your face, and you know, I've watched a lot of these shows. I wouldn't say all 194, probably 150.
Oh
You
hell
know,
yeah.
so
Oh
like a
shit.
solid amount. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, like you know, I don't watch podcasts as they come out, but I always save everything and I listen to it later, watch it later, all of them, every single one, and you know, as long as it's interesting. But
Valid.
yeah, I mean, you're famous, dude. You know, you've the cool thing about people that do shows and interviews and things like that is you guys meet an eclectic group of people, you know, from all backgrounds and your experiences on the West Coast are far different. And so for me, I'm like, you know, I just want to make sure that uh, everything that you think that I am, I'm at least a fraction of
Hmm.
that, just enough to be like, okay, he's he played paintball once or twice,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, and that's it, you know. Yeah, I mean, shit, you guys are the crew, man. You
Thank you,
know,
bro. It was because
yeah,
when
Appreciate
I
it.
wouldn't even say like it was like we squared up, but it was like obviously like I'm like, okay, this guy has played pro multiple years, so how can I like kind of combat that with my experience, right? And I'm like, well, I haven't been
mm,
pro, but I've been smacking around Impact for a while, so I'm just kind of like thinking about it. So
no
uh,
big deal. Just impact.
no big deal, just Impact, having a good time,
Yeah, dude.
joshing around, as
Yeah,
some would say, right?
just joshing,
So
joshing, man.
my first impression, I was like, I don't know what the fuck it was, right? And so after that
Hmm.
first conversation where we kind of like talked and we're getting into some real subjects. We're getting around like the politics
Oh,
of paintball. We're getting around like uh, just controversy about the local level controversy overall, right? And we were just like, you know, that bond was built in with like a single Minecraft block right there. The house is starting to be built,
yeah,
right? Where I was like, man, like
yeah,
this guy completely understands like what I'm talking about and where I'm coming from, right?
yeah, man.
So instantly I was like, damn,
Yeah.
this guy's fucking cool. So instantly I was like, man, I just fucking look like a dumbass for judging a book by its cover. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be a fucking asshole with how much experience he has, you know. but not at all,
Dude.
dude. You're a
Yeah, I
very
know.
cool guy.
I appreciate that, man. Definitely feel the same. You never know what you're gonna run into. People have faces and whatnot, and um, yeah, I mean, I really don't think there was a moment in which there wasn't substance to everything that was discussed.
Hmm.
Even in the jokes,
For sure.
it's like deep, deep, good humor.
Absolutely. Right. So, um, and the way how we got acquainted was through the Oni organization. Tell me,
Yeah.
Bo, how has that been for you, and how did you kind of get acquainted with them?
Okay. So it's been great. It's been heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
Um, Fucking heartbreaking, dude. And I think that's because I really care about those dudes. I care about the organization. I care about the individuals. And I care about the success of their program because of the region that they happen to be in, and that Austin. Um, I was born and raised in Austin. I, for whatever reason, have some pride with being part of Notorious and being part of the first pro team out of the area. Um, when we fast forward through the history of Austin, getting an opportunity to be part of another organization that is from there with youth, kids
Yeah.
that like I started as a kid, and being able to reflect on that and kind of look back and you know, try to be somebody that can help somebody if they want to take that opportunity, if they want the hand up, I'm there to give it, and so I'm there. I'm very invested into what I can be, because I still play.
Mhm.
Um, but also because of that, and I guess because of that attachment, which has nothing to do with the organization, that's just me. It is heartbreaking because when you invest something, it's usually time, energy, emotion. They take care of me as well, but for me, it's like, yeah, I'm like, whatever, I'll stay late. I wish somebody would ask me to stay late.
Mhm.
I wish somebody was like, hey man, I know you're not being paid for this time, but I really want to learn more. Can you stay an hour or two with me? Fuck yes.
Mhm.
But so like that part is like heartbreaking because I want to see them succeed for them. And sure, it emotionally it makes me feel good, but you know, uh, I love those guys, dude. Um, I'm excited to see what's been going on. I joined them mid-year last year, and we were making a lot of progress. Um, and we went through some off-season changes. People left, people changed lines, even within our own organization towards the end of the season. We came into this season with some, I guess, in general, off-season uncertainties, just as like, well, this is what we have, this is what we're bringing in. Hopefully, we do well. Um, and it's unfortunate that the addition of USXBL Florida has caused some scheduling conflicts, I think, to the point where last year we had an opportunity, if you played NXL, you had an opportunity to still come back, have time, coach your divisional team, and then go to the tournament.
Mhm.
That's not the case for anybody in Texas, at least. Like as soon as you come back, um, you know, it's time to go.
Yeah. Back in the
Yeah,
grindstone.
so that's kind of, yeah, dude. And it's just like that's made it a little tougher. But I understand like Mike's got a lot of stuff, Hinman's got a lot of stuff going on, and is really trying to spread paintball, and he's doing wonders with
Great job.
everything, right? So yeah, and so it's like for me to not to bitch, but just to uh, wish that I had more time. It's like who fucking cares,
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's been good though, man. It's been good.
One thing I want to add on top of that, to where, at least for Brando and Caden, you can kind of attest to this. I mean, we were part of a camp. DMG was a vast camp where, dude, there was a line on every single division. Now that's kind of not really a thing as much as it used to be, right? I mean, obviously we take care of our we try to take care of our other divisional teams, but if they're not directly in a camp with you, it is a lot of work to like venture out and go to help another team while you're trying to prepare for something. Like,
Dude.
some people are like, oh man, like sure they're getting paid, but it's like, dude, like it's almost the point where it's like if you're not getting paid for certain things, the sacrifice, like, dude, you're taking time away from your family, like your friends, like your girlfriends, right? Like everything, right? And it does all
Sure.
add up. Like when you're saying when you don't have time, like imagine a dude. I mean, I don't even want to fucking say this because it's like manifesting it. Imagine like a dude has like having a kid. How do you juggle that with paintball? Period. It's like, oh hey babe, I'm going to go play shooty ball with my friends again, and it's like, okay, well, she needs a fucking break, right? And it's like that sacrifice,
Yeah.
that mental fortitude that you need, even not even having a baby, even just like having. Every man knows the maintenance of a woman, right? You gotta there's a certain level that you have to attend to as a man,
Yeah.
right? And it's
Yeah.
hard when it's like, hey, I work every day during the week, but on the weekends I go play shooty ball. It's like, so sometimes for them they're like, well, where's the room for me? And it can, to a lot of people, it can cause a lot of conflict, like within.
Yeah. No, dude, it's definitely a balancing act, right? Like if you're gonna do that, you got to make sure that if you're gonna go spend more time playing paintball and you know keeping up with everything, um, you should be working more efficiently.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
you don't need to be spending 12 hours a day. Try to figure out how to work smarter in six,
Mm-hmm.
right? This way you can take those additional 2 hours, add that shit up over 5 days. Cool. Now you got 10 hours on the weekend, right?
That's good
Like
advice.
there should be that. And if you can't do that, which, because it's obviously much harder to do, than just say it, um, then at the moment, you got to take care of your family. We have a guy on Oni, um, who's about to have a kid, and I think it's his. I think he's got like one or two events left with us, at least for the season. And I told him like, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take off the first year. You're supposed to spend time with your kid. And, it was getting to him, right? Because paintball gives a lot to us.
Oh yeah.
Whenever we give ourselves to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to give that up. I got old teammates, that um, shed tears in the parking lot because he wanted us to know that, him not making practice is because he's like torn between us and his family. And
Yeah.
it was a very real conversation where you're like, dude, I fucking want to be here. I'm here. I wish I could be here more, but like I have real man shit that I have to take care of. And it wasn't an anger thing. It was just like he didn't want to let us down.
There is a path.
And
There is a
that's
fork in the road that you have to take, where it's like either take care of your
Yeah.
family or go play shooty ball. And one is obviously more important than the other. And I'm not saying you're a piece of shit if you choose the shooty ball over like your wife and kid, but it does not look good, and people will kind of shame you for that, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. And I like what you said. You're supposed to do that. You're
Put money on
supposed
the
to take a
line.
year off.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that a
mean,
lot.
why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Like,
And if you have the luxury not to, well then fucking great, right? Like if you're well off, then fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, take a year off. It's your kid. It's the first time, right? Like that your kid's ever entered into this world.
that's the oldest that's the
have
youngest
the-
they're ever gonna be.
Yeah, and that's your first experience with that entity, that soul, that vessel. Like spend some time, enjoy that shit. Make sure you don't fuck it up, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever happens in that first year is probably gonna dictate the entire future of that kid's life. So like, nurture it, be about it.
That's
I don't
a
have
good
kids.
No,
Well,
that's
well,
a good
just-
that's a
That
good
was
Yeah,
your
philosophy.
question.
Well,
yeah, I ain't got no kids, dude. No kids,
Nah,
but I'll be a good dad on that.
No, dude,
Jared,
yeah.
what a wise man once told me: "Kids ruin your life."
You know,
And that was my dad. My dad told me that. So, yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. Life always gets in the way. I feel it does. It could be a year. It could be a tournament. It could be a couple months, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's. And we all accept it that life gets in the way if you have to take something off or whatnot, and so be it. Paintball's always here. No one never retires. You just take a little break. That's it. You'll be back, right?
Yeah.
So
Always.
yeah, and yeah, I don't know. Hatch, when you brought up like the fork in the road, right? What doing, choosing between what you want to do versus what you got to do. Uh, yeah, that sucks. It's like,
Hmm.
it damn it, yeah, just
One
following your heart versus your
yes,
head.
like one option like stays on flat land. The other option attempts to climb the mountain, right? And if you're staying on flat ground forever, dude, like you're not going to get any traction doing anything ever, right? Like,
Hmm.
and change is terrifying. Like sometimes when I think of change, I am like genuinely terrified of certain things, right? Like, just for like short example, like when it came to like kind of change the dynamic of the team, right? When it came to all of that, like, dude, that is a culture shock for me, to where right I was like looking forward to it, and I'm glad we did it, but it's so different now that I was like, man, dude, like it's different but good, right? But you never would have known if you didn't take that risk.
What scared we were
Yeah.
gonna quit?
That's
I was
genuinely.
terrified.
I was too.
Yeah.
I was genuinely scared, and that's one of those things where that question comes up, right? Where it's like, it's a Friday night, and you're about to go play a double weekend, and you're like, oh man, like, is this worth it? Like, I could just text him and just be like, all right, like, I'm done. You could just text that, and it would be easy and done with. But it's like, for me, I don't got kids. Like, that is my up the mountain fork path for me, right? It's
still have
to
money.
keep grinding, right? Exactly. I still have money. I don't have kids
That's
ruining my life,
problem.
right? So we're good, But the thing is, right? I mean, I have a girlfriend, so tons of my money is like already going to that. You know what I'm saying, right?
Hmm.
You got that is the long man's game if you want to stay happy, But yeah, it is very interesting, like the short amount of time that you have, especially where it's like when the paintball season is so fucking long. Like, dude,
Yeah.
9 months out of the year, the paintball season lasts.
Hmm.
That is a long time, boys. Like,
And you still better be playing between those other 3 months.
yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Right? To where it's like, because if you're
Yeah.
not, right, it's, people are going to pass you. And it's
Hmm.
very, very apparent, right? Obviously, the fit format where it's like, no more. Brad from Paintball Ruined My Life made a really good video about it, where it's like, the formula isn't paid mercenaries anymore. It's by grinding with the same guys, building that chemistry, and starting a quote unquote family. Like if you can trust them off the field, you can trust them on the field. And obviously shit happens where sometimes you get run down when a guy's watching over you, but at least that guy, you're gonna trust your homie to put some extra on that guy to where that's for my boy.
So I have a question.
Okay.
And this is just to go deeper into that. So the whole playing with your friends stuff, right? Like that has been around,
Forever.
or we'll say was made famous by Dynasty, right?
Yeah.
When they were kids.
Yeah.
I think it's not necessarily that that's the new thing, or that hiring mercenaries isn't capable of winning. I think it's easier to have the very deep, real conversations about a layout, about strategy, about things like that when you're with your friends
Yeah.
or family than it is with a bunch of mercenaries who have egos involved.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's easier to win consistently, because once you fine tune that, once everybody's kind of had those hard conversations, it's easier to have those same level of conversations,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I think like the beauty about what Fit does is they put so much behind the scenes stuff out that no pro team would ever do that on their own.
For sure.
But they're so confident in their ways that, and it's proven. And so when you watch a lot of that stuff and you listen to it, I find that like, yeah, there was one that they just did, I think, about the Tampa event, where it's, I don't know, it might be like day 4 on the layout or something like that. And the conversation is about, well, the last things that we have to figure out is this, this, and this. Right? So they've already figured out everything else, which is crazy to think that, you spend that much time to the point where, cool, we're good.
Figure it out.
And it all revolves around the read on the box. and how do you communicate the gun as quickly as possible? And so, and the reason that I bring that up, I was just listening to uh the Spick and Span episode, this most recent one, right? And they've got Dalton on there, and Dalton's talking about Rainey, and they've got this one point where he's talking about a European event, and the game plan was they were going to do this, and Rainey's like, if you guys do that, I'm not doing that. And so they went ahead and they called the game plan, and Rainey just did his own thing. And so things like that, where it's like, if people think that they're so right, um, there just comes a point where it's like, well, a rock is going to be a rock.
Yeah.
And like, no matter where you put it in the river, it's still going to block water in that same spot unless you push it off to the fucking side.
Yeah.
And let everything flow. Right. And so, do you think that the conversation matters more than the people, or do you think that the people allow the conversations to happen?
Man, that is a deep question. And
You know,
go ahead,
Well,
Brandon.
Paintball.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I certainly the people allow the deeper conversation to happen, or at least quicker, right? Because you do have that familiarity with each other, a lot more, and being with playing, or just being around someone for so long, allows that, the vulnerability and whatnot. And damn, yeah, never crossed my mind,
Like
in
those,
that
like the
aspect.
good dudes get into it. They get into it, but it's easier to forgive them. Forgive each other, right? Like when
Yeah.
you're family
Yes.
or friends, you're like,
Oh,
it's okay, dude.
man. We're
Like,
barking up the right tree. I like this. I like this.
yeah.
Because let me tell you,
Okay. Anyways,
out of
yeah.
everybody on the team, I am the guy that, dude, I will blow my fucking top sometimes. Like, even if we win the fucking point, I will blow my fucking top sometimes and yell at people. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're like, we're winning on the snake side and we're just fucking sitting here. Like, let's fucking get going. Right. And then obviously that really upsets a lot of people. Right. When you're so stern and the word I would probably use is aggressive on it. I probably could use the delivery better, but it's like sometimes a soft, oh, hey there, buddy, let me put your fucking rain jacket on so it gets wet. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm not your fucking dad. I'm your fucking teammate, and I want you to do the absolute best because I'm gonna hold you to that standard.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the people make it matter, because sometimes when you're just around mercenaries, the bad guys, they'll just do their own thing, right? They're mercenaries for a reason. Like, why would they do what you say when they're like, yeah, maybe that's just me.
No, they get paid to do what they do.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. But it's also
they're a paid individual.
But it's also right if Brando's behind me and Brando's like, I'm not gonna shoot that shot. I'm gonna delay here, shoot a different shot, and then go up and set a trap. I trust him. Like I trust him to where it's like, okay, what do you need from me? And you can kind of set up the operation that way. But I do not think it's like that with everybody. Like, I've seen people try to do that on other teams, and it's like they will legitimately like fight on the box about it. Not like fight, like fist fight, but they will heavily debate.
They're going back and forth.
Exactly, they're going back and forth. But it's like, I'll ask, "Are you sure?" And if he's like, "Yes, trust me," that's like a thing we have on the team is when we look each other in the eyes, we're like, "Hey, I need you," or it's like, "Hey, I trust you." Dude, there's not like, if you hesitate on that, bro, like, what is this brotherhood that we've even built if you're hesitating on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I do get that. I would say it's the people. What about you, Cater?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think I also agree with the people. I like the point about ego, because when thinking about like mercenaries, I think it is putting themselves above another person. So like when you're on that same level, it's like, okay, we're going through the same experiences. If I mess up, I know eventually you'll mess up. Like, we got each other's backs. And then kind of same thing where it's like, yeah, we'll have the same conversation together.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Especially when it's like the
Big on
talk of
ego.
money is on the line. When the talk of money is on the line, it's like, hey, well, I'm getting fucking paid more than you. You don't tell me what to do. Right? Like, that is
Money
one of,
talk.
like, I mean, there have been times we've practiced teams that are getting paid, and they will fucking straight throw that shit in our face. Like there's a reason why they why they get paid, and I'm just like, all right, buddy. Have fun getting paid to get your ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, time to bring the fire, boys. Then I go back in the pits and I'm like, dude, they're paying for this ass whooping now. You know? Or they're getting paid for this ass whooping.
That's always a good thing to say.
Right?
Especially when it happens.
Right? And it's just a camaraderie that we have, right? Where it's like, I don't feel like you'd be able to do that as mercenaries. Like when you go back to the pitch to the boys and we're like, all right, boys, let's fucking turn it up. Like I have a term when I'm like in the pits where I'm like, boys, it's time for the California heat to come out. You know, because sometimes it's hot as shit out here, right? And sometimes when it's dark and gloomy, the sun comes out right when we start to play. Shit you not even Brando, back me up.
Yeah, I mean,
straight up,
it's been pretty good,
right? And it happens, right? We're on that morning game where there's the mist in the air, and then all of a sudden we're the second game on, and now the sun's shining. I like to I like to obviously pay that a tribute to us, right, being from California, but that is a great question. Holy shit. I never really thought of it like at that level, to be honest, because I never worked with mercenaries.
When playing with Notorious, right? We're side by side with Fit. Yep. I mean, we played each other. I played Fit with different team. Even we were like Division 2. So it's like you have to question their success. I think everybody in the league has questioned their success because it's. I'm not gonna say it's sudden, but in the escape of how a pro team's typical success comes about, it's sudden. Mm-hmm. And so, as a competitor, as somebody who wants to win, as a winner, you have to look at everything and like, well, what are we missing? And I think they are able to have some very difficult conversations.
Yep.
To a depth and an understanding consistently that everybody's on board. And even the best players are very receptive to any sort of criticism.
Absolutely.
And I like that's been very eye-opening to have access to like their pits and to see how that stuff is done. And man, I think Fit's done a great job with that, just overall.
So going off of that, right? Have you, what have you taken from watching them and their game and how they interact with each other? What have you taken and tried to implement with the teams that you're playing now, or maybe with Oni helping them and whatnot? What have you brought away from it and implemented?
They survive really well, and they also dictate games in like the first half second with their break shooting, right? And so, and I didn't just take like the surviving thing in general from them, but it's one of the things I've noticed that in general their players do well. They survive. They live long. They live through tough moments. They live through the confusion.
Hard to kill.
Very, very, and also like the way that some of them choose to gunfight. Like it very much becomes a visual choice. And almost in a strategic sense, right? Like not just there's no need to look down the wire when you don't need to, but knowing when the time is to flip that coin. Chavez is very good at that.
Yeah.
I think he's probably the best player to see that with, because if you don't shoot him off break,
he's gonna be a hard player to kill later.
I mean, dude, it's like you might as well just flip another coin. And that coin is either do you kill him later because you got lucky, or does he end up in your corner and hit the buzzer? And that's one player, because I've actually he was younger than I was coming up through Austin and played at the same local field. And when I moved away for a little bit, when he made fit, like he and I talked. I was always like trying to just be in his corner whenever I could. He was a local guy that was coming up through the ranks, and I remember when he got onto fit, I was excited. I don't remember if it was through Instagram or text or something. Let me know. I think it's like, you're one of the few dudes that's just been happy for his success. So I try to pay attention to him. Man, he got so good, and a lot of it is staying alive.
Yep.
Like he's very tactical. And then the off the break shooting, man. I have another theory about that. I don't know how relevant it is. It's easy for me to say this because I'm short, but I think their average height as a team helps their off the break shooting. I think all of them are in general taller, around 6 foot. And I think that makes it easier for them to just naturally pull their gun up at eye level or whatever and shoot bodies. It's just something that I think.
Okay.
Sorry, Brando, you're cut.
Damn it, dude. Jim has me at the home all the time. What the fuck?
No wonder we're
I
not
know,
anybody
dude.
off
Well,
break.
I mean, it's one of those little things where angles matter. And they are so dominant, dude.
Yeah. I never really thought of it like that with their tall guys. I mean, shit. I think me and Brando are the only short guys on our team, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Gavin,
I'm not
probably.
saying it's impossible because I'm not tall, but I still shoot bodies. But it's like, hey man, if there's
I'll
a
just run
brick
head down.
there,
Oh, certainly.
yeah.
There's a clear difference on our team of me shooting off the break and Paul shooting off the break.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
I'll shoot a gap, but Paul will shoot over a goddamn brick and shoot someone. I ain't doing that.
And that's hard to play against. Somebody who's so tall, like who can stand over a brick. Like, do you know how hard that is to like put that guy in when you're like at a bunker that's not like not like an Aztec or something you can like really fight out of, like.
So like Tom Guest, for instance, Tom Guest is now
Great
with
player.
Xfactor, and like we're actually going to be practicing them this weekend with demo, and I like playing against Xfactor with Tom on there because he's so tall that it's just such a unique thing to play against. Like you'll never experience what that's like. You're coming out and you think you're going to shoot, and he's just like way above your shot. It's unique. It's unique.
I completely agree. We have a teammate who I don't know if I think Tom Guest might be taller than him, but Paul, like he is like our one-on-one guy.
He's 6'7". Yeah, Paul is 6'7".
Yeah,
I know, but
but he is one of those guys where he is just like hard as fuck to shoot. Where just like what you said, so like when you come out, he's a foot and a half above exactly where you're snapping at. Because you're so used to snapping at the average, the median of what every player would be like, for the most part. But then it's like, with him, those tall guys, that is a little bit of an advantage. And, maybe adding to that conspiracy about fit, they're all about that height. Maybe they're all, people are just miscalculating because they're also average or also above average
possible.
height. Fuck, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I like this style of in-depth paintball, right? Because, I mean, we've even talked about it where we're like, oh man, like going 300 feet per second, like it takes about like 1.67 seconds to reach this, like from across the field, right? Like sometimes we try to like break the game down that way, where it's like realistically with height, who has the best shot for that? And that is absolutely a thing. Sometimes you'll put a guy in a certain spot because he is taller.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. We had a conversation with Demo at Tampa. And we're talking about how to dictate the guy's gun off break. And it was like, well, look, I can shoot back at the guy, but if it takes, a second for my ball to get down there, he's already put 10 in the air.
Yeah.
So like if he's accurate, I can't do anything about that. So I can only dictate after a certain point. And I need you guys to realize like, so maybe that's what the delay is for. Maybe that's the stutter step. You just gotta let those go by real quick and then run through the adjusted lane.
Yeah,
then
play ball.
It's just real. Yeah, it's real. It's a conversation that you should be having at a certain level.
For sure. Like if you're over T3, you should be having those conversations all the time, right? Because I mean, there are teams that are really good in T3 And there are also teams that are really fucking bad in D3.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
D3 is such a lawless swamp, flip of a coin, that you know, you see a lot of greatness and a lot of goofiness out there. Two different G words. But
Mm-hmm.
all right, Jay Sherm, tell me, bro, you've played on Xfactor. How did that happen?
Dude,
That is a S tier organization.
yeah, yeah. You know, I've wanted to play for them for a while. Reached out to Ryan Brand, talked with him in the past.
How do
Um,
you reach out to that? Like, how do you like what kind of verbiage do you use to reach out? Because a lot of people have that is their hardest part is reaching out and making that initial contact. What was that like for you? Like, what was that? How did you start that?
I think you got to start with some honesty,
Hmm.
you know, and like, um, be honest about what you're trying to do, you know. So that at least they can be honest with you,
Yeah.
you know, because the realization is, um, you may not make the team, and I certainly didn't make it. You know, like the first time I went and wasn't even a tryout, but it was my tryout,
Hmm.
right? And it was just more one of those, you know, hey, come play. If you do good, talk to you about the next day. If you do good, we'll talk to you about the next day. If you do good there, maybe we'll bring you to the event.
The chopping
Maybe we
block.
won't. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's that. It's come get some spins. The reality is with every pro team, you're anytime that you're playing them, you're trying out. It may not be for the spot today, might be for a spot next year,
Hmm.
but you are consistently proving yourself because the difference between any divisional team, even D1, and like a low tier pro team, um, is the ability to do something professional more than once, right?
Hmm.
Like there's a lot of dudes, D2, D1, that can do pro shit, but they falter on the rest of what it takes to win a professional match.
Hmm.
Um, you know, and a professional match, like even the worst teams are playing the best teams. Even the middle of the pack teams are, you know, play the best teams. So you got to win at least one of those. Um, Going from, you know, low tier pro team to Xfactor, yeah, you've got everybody from Division 4 to Division 1 that wants a shot, and then you have the rest of the 190 players in the pro league
Hmm.
wanting a shot, and probably, you know, at least 100 of them are to some extent better than you, whether that's experience, height, whatever it is for a certain position. Um, you know, I've had conversations with like Alex Martinez, for instance. You know, he's owns the park, owns the team. Very, very kind man. Um, yeah, I'd be out there 7, 8 o'clock drilling at night during the summer. Um, Al would be the only other person there, you know, and he would give me time of day, you know. But he's also, you know, that person where he's gonna be very honest with you. And even when I was trying to go pro, he was telling me like too short kind of thing. You got to be faster if you want to get picked up here. Your best chance is to go pro with a team. Um, and it's just, you know, because all the ones eventually learn how to play and they go to twos, and all the threes, they want somebody tall to shoot off break. And that was the simplicity of it. You know, so getting the opportunity to come back, it was like, well, you got to be more than just who you are.
Hmm.
I had to be able to play multiple positions. Um, and even then, you know, it still wasn't, you know, just enough. But yeah, to start off, I guess before I go too further, like start with some honesty. Let them know what you're trying to do. You know, more than likely, you know, we're all human. Somebody will give you a chance to at least come play some paintball.
Hmm. Valid.
You know, because yeah, like that's That's all it is, right? You just come get a shot. It's not gonna. It may not even look like a regular tryout. It's just cool. Come mix in.
It's their eyes on you, you know, that,
Yeah,
they just
yeah,
want to be able
dude.
to observe.
Well, and the thing is a lot of times it's like you may not be getting looked at per se, but if you go stunt and you just force them to look at you, it's not really on them then.
Hmm.
Like they don't really have a choice. They have to watch you,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
that's kind of it. Like go play good ball.
Yeah. I mean, now you're playing on a very good team that I actually like. I enjoy. I know those guys. I know that you guys had a big roster revamp, but Texas Demo, right? How is that transition?
Hmm.
How has that transition been? I know I'm so bad with names. I don't know who the owner of the team is, but super nice
Oh yeah,
guy.
no. So it's Taylor Munoz and Aaron Sines.
Yeah, I figured
They run the team.
those guys are
Um,
cool.
so they're very cool dudes, man. So with demo, a lot of their guys we've like mixed in with in the past through the divisionals through like D2. And then let's see, after Notorious, before Xfactor, um, I was still trying to find a place to play. Ended up, you know, hanging out with those dudes. Love those dudes in general.
Hmm.
But it was just the financial situation. I just couldn't make it out at the time.
Hmm.
Um, and so fast forward, um, the X Factor thing happened, and then had an opportunity to come back. Um, they were open arms. Um, Started off a little rough, and last year was rough. Um, we had
Amen to
Corey
that.
Field as our coach. We had Corey Field as our coach. I
I
have a
love that
different
guy.
relationship with him.
He was
Dude,
my coach. Like I had him as a coach when I was
he,
young.
it's weird because this whole thing, it's just like that's one thing I don't want to go too deep into, but um, I was really looking forward to him coaching me
Hmm.
and to being able to learn as much as I could from him. Um, Unfortunately, that didn't pan out. Um, so we end World Cup without a coach. Then all of a sudden, um, sorry, for World Cup, we actually were able to get Anthony Bowles back. Anthony played with me on Notorious. He used to play with Xfactor as well. So getting him back was another opportunity to get a little firepower, a little experience. Then all of a sudden, we get Ty and Paul back from Notorious, Ty Bateman, Paul Hubert. Um, and then Michael Kovar comes out of the woodworks somehow.
I was saying that. I was like, when we were
That,
talking in text, I was like, dude, you guys fucking reforged and like really
bro,
picked up some heavy hitters.
I don't even, I found out like, hey, Friday, Mike's coming Saturday. Fuck, okay. You know, it's been good, man. It's a bunch of notorious dudes, plus a bunch of other dudes that are really cool. Um, it's it's a fun loving team,
Hmm.
and I enjoy going to war with these guys. And it's they're open arms. They're doing quite a bit in the organization side of things to try and make it so that the program can run on its own. Try and reduce costs as much as possible, and at the same time grow the sport. It's good, man. Good.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Because I mean, I
Oh yeah.
we've clashed swords with Texas Demo dozens of times, right? And
Yeah.
like we beat them, they beat us, and it's gone back and forth, right? And obviously, at the end of the game, we are shaking hands, giving each other huge hugs because,
Hmm.
like, outside of the gladiator arena, we're just humans. We're like, and
Dude.
obviously that's like the kind of hard part about paintball, where it's like, obviously when you're friends with everybody, right, it makes it a little hard to
Mhm.
be a little bit of a gladiator, right? You know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
part of the reason why some people think paintball is so boring is because everybody is buddy buddy, right? Where
Hmm.
nobody wants to put like 15 on their buddy buddy, you know. But I mean, I think that's kind of like the fire that we kind of need to bring back, where it's like, uh, you know, inside the net, it's different, right? But at
Yeah.
the outside, dude, like shake hands, give each other big hugs, Like, because they'll do it to you. Like, if you're gonna do it to them, they'll do it to you.
Yep.
Right? And for some reason, people have forgot that. People have forgot that they will do that. That they will shoot you in the back of the head 10 more times than what they just shot you. Right? And I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting soft in my old age. You know, I don't know.
No, dude.
But,
It's
Soft?
it's true.
No.
I think
Never.
now with like the 10-2, or the 10-5, whatever the fuck it is now, it's become more intentional and malicious. Just because,
For sure. You got to be
you know,
like,
there's,
like for like
yeah,
5 full seconds on the back of their head.
yeah, dude, and it just looks bad when you're just like staying there. You're like you can't even be sly about it
No.
anymore.
You can get
It's
maybe like 5 off without looking bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's like, that 5 is bad, like nowadays. Right? Where it's like,
Oh, dude, you're standing there.
From a ref's perspective. It's like, because if you're full
Uh-huh.
sprint bunkering a guy, you are like, dude, doing a full on
Turning.
Earth's axis tilt, you know, full rotation, right? Like, you're hitting them with it, right? So it's very hard to get away with anything like that, especially when refs are soft as fucking shit now. Like, bro, let us fight. Let our iron clash against their iron. You know, like
Mhm.
put on a show. Like, I want to see the shit where, you know, people are putting their fucking hands in the air. It's like, dude, like, fucking bring the crowd. Like, let the crowd yell. You know, like,
I will say the semi-pro refs are not about that shit.
not even close.
And the pro guys, you know, they'll let you get away with it. It's good for TV, you know. It's like, look, as long as you're not throwing blows, extra's okay.
Right? And even when they're
And I
like
think that
clashing
should
into
be
each
like,
other's,
let it happen, dude.
Right?
Yeah, let it happen.
they're like
Well,
clashing
like,
into each other, and the ref is like, "Oh, get out,"
It's perfect.
you know?
The pros that it's I feel like there's got to be some mutual respect amongst the pros of like, you know, it will happen. I'll do it to you. You're gonna do it to me, but like we're not gonna
Mhm.
hurt each other. Like you know, we're not. I mean, mostly you know, targeting or head hunting.
That's the
I would
term,
assume.
targeting.
It looks like it, right? I mean,
Mhm.
like, you know, we're perfectly, we get overshot, we'll overshoot someone, whatnot. I mean, it was we got the penalty. Was it All Stars or something last year?
Oh yeah,
last year that
where
Yeah.
they bunker you,
I mean,
and I'm
they-
like, that was just a clean bunker. What the fuck? Like, why are they getting a penalty? Like, let's just play 5-on-5. Like,
I mean, it went from this year all the way back in my head to back to this year. I mean, whatever. But I'll
Somebody
take
said
the
the better
penalty.
word.
But yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Marv goes, that's targeting and whatnot.
and the ref hurt is like, targeting. Oh, he's right. Throws a
like,
fucking major.
I don't think they're I don't know. I don't know if
It
any
was
of the
bad.
divisions there's like a some like respect or unsung rule of like, yo, like, well, we'll overshoot each other, but no, we're not going to hurt each other, kind of thing.
Mhm.
I can just see the safety of it for the league and the refs. I see it. Not saying I agree with it, Hatch. I see it.
I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things where, I mean, until someone is willing to put in the millions of dollars of research to check if 10 balls to the back of the head causes CTE, I don't want to hear fucking shit from anybody that's not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know anything. I don't fucking know anything. Ignorance is bliss. Let it ride. Let it ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm just fucking weird in that way. But it's like, I was like, oh, they just shot Brando in the back of the head a couple times. I do that every weekend at practice. Like, what's the big deal? You know? Like,
I stood up. I was like, "What the fuck?" I mean, I was fine until Marv goes, "It's targeting." I was my head. You know,
if you really want to,
Okay.
and this is to any tip, and I guarantee we're gonna see this at the Sepples now. If you feel like your player got overshot, and you say like, "Ref, that's targeting," dude, that ref is like in Metal Gear Solid where the red exclamation point goes above his head. It's like, "Rear." It's like he's like,
Ooh.
"Oh shit!" Like they process it, and they're like, targeting. He did look like he was putting a little extra on that guy specifically. Then it like gets their guy.
Noted.
Yep, exactly.
Noted. Since we're not reffing, noted.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, ref, that's totally targeting. Who the fuck said that? You know, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes you just have to read the room, right? You just have to read the room. And you know, speaking of read the room, all right, Jay Sherm, I got a picture for you about reading the room, right? And I'm posting the
God.
chat. I'm posting the chat in the Discord, right? So
See if I can see this.
Oh, that would have been fucking awkward if I just posted that in there. Hold on. Copy.
Picture of Hatch without a
Paste.
shirt. What's crazy?
Boom.
It's like it's
All right.
double hatch.
Tell me what. Tell me that photo right there.
Like I'm waiting for it to load, man. Doing this on my phone, unfortunately.
No, all good, bro. It's not, we've had people who are way worse. So you're good.
I know
bro.
it's tough, man.
And if you want, I'll even text it to you.
Oh, word. I'll
I
probably.
got, I
do
got
that.
you, bro. I got you. And by text, I mean Instagram, because you know.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, man. YouTube, you might even have to blur that what's in the foreground.
You know, we just won't monetize that, which is okay. Like, right? We're not here for the money. We're here for the vibes. You know. Now tell me the vibe of that. Room,
Oh
right?
shit.
Yeah. Right. So,
Dude.
for people who
Man,
don't know,
that's that picture, bro.
here's the photo to everybody who can see it right now. Hold on, let me do full screen watch party. Boom. Check this one out, boys. The dogs are out, right? So this guy right here, that's Jay
Dude.
Sherm. Then we got Two Ton, we got Christian Steed. So tell me, bro.
Yeah.
What is the vibe of that room? And tell me what comes to your mind when you look at that photo.
Fucking brothers, bro. You know, just like a bunch of bros. I mean, you know, we're kicking the couch, man. Like what you guys can't see is we've commandeered his room.
Yes.
Hatch and yeah, we've commandeered the room, and we're doing some extracurriculars in there.
100%.
You know,
Safety meetings and shit.
yeah, dude, barrel condoms on, mask on, chin straps buckled.
Straight up,
helmets.
dude. Full helmet.
Yeah, and you know, just talking about life, man, and those are it's like those are the times that you remember at the tournaments, you know,
Dude,
and
for sure.
unfortunately, it's like that's the stuff that you remember, you know, just making memories, going deep, man.
And dude, like
Yeah.
whenever Jay Sean, whenever I think of you, I think of like that room, right? Because I'm like, dude, like we shared very traumatizing, interesting,
Yeah,
intimate, absolutely bonkers stories that we like. 'Cause, dude, we met 12 hours ago and we're telling these stories to each other, right?
Yeah.
And that was like what you said, where it was like a brotherhood, where I was like, man, like if I can take my armor off around this guy, he can also take his armor off. Dude, we're at the
Yeah.
what's that shit called? The tavern. We're at the tavern, you know,
the tavern.
hitting a keg, you know, just having a
Mhm.
good time, drinking some ale, you know, with the boys.
Wood cups.
Horns, wooden horns. You know what I'm saying? Right? And it was just such a unique vibe, because
Yeah.
Brando and Caden, you for sure have, because usually you room with me. But have you guys ever had the room, wherever you're staying at, like the room where people go in, everybody's hanging out, and you're like, all right, well, even if I wanted to try to sleep, I can't because there's 50 fucking dudes in here, right?
Yeah, it's like that was the afters.
Right. That
The party
dude,
was out there.
yeah,
Your room was the afters.
dude, that was. We just got done with our meeting, and we're like, hey, let's just go hang out in here. And then everybody's like, dude, a single laugh broke out, and everybody's like, whoa, what's going on in there? And everybody's like creeping through the door, like their heads poking around. It's like, hey, what are you guys doing in here? We're like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
People started coming in,
Yes,
fucking
dude.
sitting down, like mid conversation.
Yeah.
Come on in.
And then they're like jumping in,
You
like, oh,
left.
dude, this one time I did this, and we're just like, oh, dude, this is the way how it starts, right?
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of paintball, because like we all come from such different lengths of life, to where it's like when we meet up with this common goal, right? And obviously we have the common goal. We're not even competitors against each other at that moment. We are two staff members trying to work together on creating a formula that will do good for the teams that we've been assigned to teach.
Yep.
Right. And that was my very first time coaching like an actual tournament. I've coached like some fucking street ball where it's like, hey, I'm a be right behind you in this, like you run to the snake and I'll be right behind you. You know, little bit different than like. So it was just such like an interesting experience, and you know, when you get to the vibe of the room, where you know you kind of like winding down, real conversations are being had. That's where you can really start building that trust that we talk about. Where it's like, you know, I mean, obviously out of those conversations, I know you're not gonna fucking stab me in the back. You know what I'm saying, right? And it's just it's such a unique dynamic that we have. And that photo, I was like, we were telling such good stories, having such good laughs. I was like, dude, I have to capture this moment right here, right now, right? Because like when I look at that photo, I think of all of the crazy ass conversations we had, right? And
that camera that you use though, and that whole setup is like, it the finished product, that picture. I mean, it's not like a filter. Like it
no,
looks like that.
yeah,
Like yeah, like it looks like that in person. Um, and I think like that, like it also it increases the value of the memory because it
100%.
looks old,
It's like
and it just adds to that.
I can remember like the smell of that room, or like the just like the this it was tons of dudes, bro, tons of dude smell, tons of dude smell, right? Some of those motherfuckers probably didn't even take a shower, you know.
Oh, I'm sure.
But like overall though, it is like memories like that where you can kind of capture the moment. Like it's just very special. Are there any photos that you can describe that you just are very special to you? Like, have you ever
Just
captured
me?
a moment? Have you ever captured a moment and just been like, this is different?
I don't know. One of my favorite pictures to look at in general is when people are zooming in on a puddle with a paintball that's expanded.
Hmm.
It's just it's part of the environment that you kind of overlook, but like that little picture, it's just you think about everything that goes into playing,
For sure.
especially in the rain.
Oh
I don't know. Those are,
no, I like that.
those are just, and you can fucking smell the picture. It
Dude,
smells like
Yeah.
shit.
I will
You
I will
know?
raise you on that. Those photos where it's like, especially when it comes to the rain, where it's like a pod in a puddle, where it's like maybe 60% of the pod is submerged, and you can still tell it's obviously a pod. And it's like
Oh
you
yeah.
look at that photo, and I'm like, man, the trenches were wet that day. It's
Close your lids, guys.
like fuck, man, right? Like
I'll raise you another. The Texas photo where they had the rubber ducky in the boat. in
I
the
took that
puddle.
picture. I took
Oh,
one of those pictures. So good, dude. So because man, it was like, hey,
that was deep.
we're gonna need a boat for all this water, but hey, man, we're gonna be some happy ducklings. You know what I'm saying? Powering through it. Through the storm. Life jackets on.
Oh. Hmm.
I mean, I'm not really a life jacket type of guy, but sometimes
Heady boots.
I don't want to drown, right? Sometimes it gets so wet. Like when you're one of those men, like all of us in here, we're those men where we're just surrounded by wetness all the time, right? So we get it, right? Suit up, right?
Side question.
So okay,
If you had to float with no life jacket, would you lay on your back or do you curl up in a ball and just float there?
curl up in a ball and just float there. I played water polo, so I know that is like so inefficient. Curling up in a ball, you're low-key like accepting fate at that point.
Just
I've
like
never been able
Bob?
to float on my back, so I even hips up. I know I try to put my hips up, but everything just goes down, goes underwater. I don't know.
Because
So
I mean,
I end up only getting like my top half of my body floating when I do that.
Yeah, dude.
it
Yeah.
depends on the water, right? Because I mean, if we're in like the open ocean, like there was a part where when me and Brandon were shark diving, dude, that water was like, I see it. Like you could see it in the movies where it was not a joke. Where the wave goes up, and then it's like you see the boat when it comes back up again. Boat's a little farther, goes back up again. Boat's a little farther, and it's like, whoa, I better hold on to this rope, buddy. Like
Mm.
it, like that water is incredibly powerful, right? Where like stuff like that, I don't even think I could. I think I'd be treading water for like 2 hours before I'm like, bro, like my survival instincts are kicking in, right? Like my epinephrine flowing through my veins. I'm like fight or flight mode, where it's like, dude, either you keep kicking or you're dead,
Hmm.
right? So I don't know about. I would try to float on my back, but I feel like I would low-key get freaked out. But then if I egg beat her, then I look like a prey item for a shark. That's like the real problem.
Mm.
Hmm. What kind of body water am I
These
in?
are real questions. I
What-
mean, you could be in a bathtub if it makes you feel good.
Oh shit! And then the bathtub, face down.
Yeah.
Face down, toaster included. But yeah, like okay. Have you ever had a near-death experience?
No, not. I mean, I've done some dumb shit, but nothing I would think is near death.
What is the closest thing
or
that's gotten you like,
yeah,
you know,
Mm.
really intense? Could have possibly gone the wrong way.
of like
I mean,
oh shit, that could have been serious.
the scariest one is like I feel like we dropped like hundreds of feet in an airplane at one point. That
Mm.
was actually shit. I want to say it was right after we won World Cup in Notorious. I was flying back with British. That's the dude's name, Alexander Smith. Um, he was usually like my drinking flying buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's pitch black. You're just in a tube with some wings flying in the night through some storm, man. And I mean, we're like free falling for seconds, and it's like multiple times.
Okay.
That shit
Turbulence.
is just like, I mean, dude, it's like I don't even know if it was turbulence. Like it's not what I would consider turbulence. It's like you're falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's no more lift. You're just
You know,
straight down, and
I try to
that
take it to
shit's
heart,
scary.
where it's like, oh, a plane has never gone down because of turbulence. I heard that once, and man, I stick with it, and I hope it's true. And I'm not
Mhm.
trying to be the
You know,
first.
It's like, what is it? The high is it the I don't know if it's like highly oxygenated water or something like that. There's some like water that like you can't swim in because it messes with the buoyancy of it or something like that.
Okay.
Mm.
And that's just kind of how it felt. It's like you're going straight, and then all of a sudden, just gravity shifts, and you're just falling. And the first couple times you like look over, you're kind of laughing, and then you start like really gripping everything. You're just like, there's no time to think. You're just falling.
It's all out of your control.
That, yeah, yeah. That I'll still hop in a plane. We got a flight coming up, in a
Yeah, yeah,
couple
yeah.
weeks, but it's just, I guess that's probably the closest thing. Yeah.
it's never the fall that kills you. So
the landing.
Mm.
it's
The ground.
the sudden stop.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Have you guys ever seen the movie The Society of the Snow? I've talked about this in the pod in the past, but I remember watching it the very first time I ever went to Texas with Oni by myself. I'm watching this movie called Society of the Snow, and in the first 30 minutes, it's about a I don't know where they're from, like some country, and it's like their rugby team, and they're going over the Alps. Is it the Alps?
I'm looking.
They're going to Santiago, Chile.
Yeah, they're going to Chile.
Andes.
Yes, the Andes. Yes, the
Andes.
Andes, right?
Andes.
So they're going to Chile, right? And there's this part where it's like the mountain, it's like a fucking swoop, and they did not get high enough. Like they were like, it was so fucking foggy and so icy where they couldn't see anything. Then all of us, and this is in like the 80s, I think.
Obi.
What? Oh yeah. Okay, right. So this is in like the 80s, right? Where the planes are like, dude, motherfuckers are smoking on the airplane, and they crash. And I'm watching this on a fucking flight that's raining. It's cold. I'm getting the turbulence. The guy next to me, I'm in my little middle seat, and the guy next to me is like this. Just like staring at my phone, watching all this gore unfold of a plane crash, watching these people survive in the snow. And I'm like, oh fuck, man, this is maybe not the best movie to pick while I'm on a plane, right? Dude, I had my anxiety going, as like as fucking pussy as that sounds, got my anxiety going. But like, dude, my heart was definitely elevated, and I'm like, bro, did I just like manifest something on accident? Like,
At least you can see how they survive, before it happens to
well,
you.
dude, so the crazy part about it, they were not rescued for how, Brandon, can you look it up on how long it was for me? It was so long they had to resort to cannibalism. And they were all like very religious, very Catholic, right? So they actually it was heavily debated by Catholics, where they were like, some Catholics thought that they should go to hell because they ate their own humans.
72 days.
72 fucking days in the freezing cold with no
Holy
food.
shit, dude.
Dude, freezing cold. Like, no joke. I would recommend watching that movie and think if you could survive that
crazy.
shit, right? To where
70, dude, that's a long
that is
time.
a long time. And the only food because they can't start a fire. Like, it is too windy. They cannot start a fucking fire. And, like, the way that they're cooking their food is human flesh. They are putting it in this, like, silver, like, piece of a plane where it is being, like, all the light is being reflected on it to, like, warm it up, kind of.
Oh, shit.
Right? And they're eating...
That's a good reason to watch that, just
right?
for that.
They're eating other humans to where it's like they had to be forgiven by the Pope of their sins for eating their fellow man. Right. And then some people died because they wouldn't, like, they were like, oh, I am not choosing to eat another human being. Fuck that. I'd rather die. You know, and then they died from starvation. Then they got eaten.
Okay. So we're all on the same plane. Gay J's flying, obviously.
Oh, that's why we crashed.
Yeah, we crashed. Who are you eating
Marv.
first?
He's got a lot of muscle mass. He's got a lot of muscle mass, dude. That'll realistically be the most filling for all of us. I knew you were gonna ask that, and I'm like, oh, Marv is the perfect answer, bro.
He's gonna be the hardest to get down, though.
He is gonna be the hard. I think. Be like, hey, Marv, look, what's that? And he's like, huh? Then we hit him on the fucking head. You know? Be like, sorry, brother, only dreams now.
See, he might be the first one to attack, though. Oh man.
We would have to, like, hope he's gravely injured in the plane crash. You know? He's like, oh, both my legs are broken. Be like, damn. You know? But, yeah, dude. Like, so, okay, for you, Jay Sherm, like, flying and, like, a ton of turbulence has been, like, the closest where you're like, oh, man, like, this could potentially go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I've had, like, a gun pulled on me and stuff like that, you know? Like, it sounds bad. Normal stuff.
That's pretty normal stuff.
I mean, the life that I was living at the time, it's like shit happens.
Shit happens, bro.
Yeah. And I guess, sure, that's life or death. You definitely sit there and you're like, well, you don't expect it, right? Like, that's the first thing is just like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
And can I
Just
ask?
kind of like,
Sorry. Can I ask how you got out of that?
yeah, got robbed.
Oh,
I was
shit.
like,
Okay,
that-
so
yeah,
you
got
just
robbed.
Gave everything up. And shit, dude.
That is
I mean,
definitely a life and death situation because that is their
It's not
choice.
really a choice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not really a choice of
Right.
like, do you give it or do you not? It's like, is it theirs or is it theirs and you're on the ground?
Yeah.
You know, no, I mean, doing a business deal, and got a gun pulled. And you're just kind of standing there in shock. Are you serious? Because, people are snakes. They will be very cool to your face and have ulterior motives. This was one of those times. Very young. I was in early 20s. At that point, his other buddy just reached in my pockets, grabbed everything, told me to turn around and don't look back. So you just turn around and you just close your eyes and hope to God
Yeah.
you can open them. And eventually enough time went by when I'm like, okay, I'll fucking turn around, turned around and nobody's there. They took my keys, phone, currency.
Jeez.
So the next step then is I'm in this dark ass apartment complex, side of town that I know, but not that like I've been in. Don't have keys to my car. Car's there. So it's like, fuck, it's like 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock or something like that. So I'm like, okay,
And they took your
gotta
phone
start
too, I
knocking on
assume.
doors. Yeah. So I had to start knocking on doors, and
That is sketchy to the receiving, the receiving end
dude,
of that,
the
where it's
first
like,
door
Go ahead. Go
The
ahead.
first door that I knocked on was just like a bunch of thugs that were like, "Fuck you, fuck no, we're not answering the phone or the door," and it was just a weird situation. I finally found this lady that was pulling up with groceries, and I asked her from afar. I was like, "Hey, I know this is weird. This is the situation. I just need to call somebody to pick me up." And eventually they were there. They were fine with it, and got picked up, and I guess that was, life or death, but it sounds bad, but
That definitely sounds way more intense than fucking turbulence. I'll tell you that. Like,
it's at the time to me, it's just like, it's just business,
wow.
because that's what it was. It's nobody wanted to kill anybody. Just give me the money.
Yeah. The thought though
That's
of like
that's
walking away, where it's like, dude, like if these guys wanted to, like these guys could have basically
yeah.
turned my light switch off.
I mean, I don't know, man. They're like different lives, different people.
Mm-hmm.
Other people were more concerned for my own safety than I was about that. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just because, like, you know, just there's a lot of things that happened that led up to that. That was just like, damn, we could have made money together.
Mm. Yeah.
Like this is all you want? Just that much?
Uh,
We could have done more.
minimal investment.
And yeah, and it was just like, man,
Burnt a bridge for a fucking piece of bread.
could have been great. Now you're only good. It's just those little things. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wasn't really. I mean, it was just part of it. Now you got a cool story to tell.
yeah. I mean,
It cost you a lot of money, but
yeah.
that's what it is.
I mean, shit, dude. That even sounds terrifying. Because my girlfriend told me the story when she lived in San Diego, right? So San Diego has a huge homeless people problem, right?
Mm,
Huge homeless people problem.
yeah.
And my girlfriend was a freshman in college. And, dude, this story like gives me goosebumps because obviously me being a man and being her protector, it like low key like makes me angry, just hearing the story. But I'll say because yeah, other people probably need to hear it.
Yeah.
She told me because when you're a freshman at UCSD, they don't let you take your cars, right? So you have to,
Mm,
right, which is fucking stupid, right?
yeah.
So the whole first year she doesn't have a car, right? So she's getting her groceries like walking home, right? And she told me she got to this point to where she's not walking to her place, walking to her dorm, and then all of a sudden this lady gets off the bus across the street, and she is like covered in blankets, right? Like blankets over her head, looking like a cloak, right? And then girlfriend's walking, then all of a sudden like she sees her like jaywalk right across the street and like right into where her path is, right? Then all of a sudden she like pulls out a knife and is like, this is gonna sound fucking weird, but I think that it was like a racially motivated thing, right? She's like, hey, I'm gonna fucking cut your pretty white ass up, and it's like, what the fuck? That's a little intense, right? And she was telling her how she was gonna cut her from fucking cheek to cheek, right? And that's fucking terrifying to think about. Like, but the thing
Hmm.
is that's so terrifying about homeless is they're so unpredictable, right? And I'm not saying
Yeah.
that like I hate the homeless. I'm just saying, bro, it's like I don't trust them. You can't trust them. If you right, you know what I'm saying? Like shame on me for thinking like that. But and my
I mean,
girlfriend,
people lock their doors when they're, panhandling. I don't think it's
yeah,
just shame on you. I think everybody to an extent is like maybe doesn't want to
You
admit
don't
it,
know.
but
yeah, and
you
I
don't
will
know.
I will gladly admit it because I don't fucking know, and I would
I think it's okay to lock your doors.
even just
I
hearing
think it's
that
okay to
situation
want to be safe.
freaks me out to where I'm like, bro, I would never
Yeah.
want my woman in that situation ever. Right, to where they're like
Yeah.
she's getting closer to like walking at her with a knife, telling her she's gonna cut her ear to ear and cut her a new smile, right? And my girlfriend hit her with the fucking Looney Tunes. Hey, what's that? Boof, bitch slap, and then fucking ran away. And
Fuck
I'm like,
yeah.
that shit is fucking
Fuck yeah.
legit, right? Like how are you falling for the hey, what's that? Like that is fucking crazy, Like maybe they
Oh
were like a
yeah.
natural schizophrenic to where they were like, oh shit, maybe there is someone there. But dude, like stuff like that where low key your life is out of your hands in that situation.
Yeah.
And it is very scary to anybody who ever has like walked into that situation where it's like, dude, there is nothing on earth that is more valuable than your fucking life. Like, dude,
Hmm.
give up your fucking keys, give up your fucking wallet, right?
Yeah.
You can like
Yeah.
all that. Like there is nothing that is in my wallet that is more important than my fucking life.
Mhm.
You can have my credit cards and have that shit get declined in like 6 hours. You know, whatever.
Yeah. We get reimbursed.
Exactly,
It all
straight up.
comes back.
Right. So, man, that is, dude, Jay Sherman, that is a fucking crazy story. Holy fucking shit, bro. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I've never had a gun pulled
You
on me.
know,
I've almost had to pull out a gun on somebody a couple times, but
those suck.
those really suck.
Yeah.
Like the only the situation that happened with me is like road rage. Like
Mhm.
this guy thinks I cut him off, and then he fucking like darts into the other lane, tries to like cut me off, gets out, and is like coming up to my car and like up to my window, and I like crack it that much. And I have like one saying that I like to say. It's like, dude, you're making a life-changing decision, right? And usually when you kind of say something like that, they'll either back off or just like completely give up, right? Because they're like, oh man, like what is this guy saying? You know, scrawny white guy threatened, like saying that to me. There must be something going on behind the scenes, you know. So usually they back off, right? And then, you know, shoot him back to his car, and then, you know, that was that, right? But that was like the closest I've ever gotten. And you know, as a guy who conceals carries, it's like, dude, you need to like never ever reveal that you're concealed carry, you know, ever,
No,
ever.
dude,
Now you're an easy target.
I went to go trade some seeds to this dude for some ornamental cacti, and found the dude on Facebook, right? And went to go meet him. The guy, we're having a great conversation. First time meeting the dude.
Mhm.
End up talking for like fucking hours. Um, and the dude, like at some point, he's like taking like these cuttings of this cacti, and he's like messing with his waistband. He's like, I don't need this. I'll be right back. And I realized he was concealed carrying, and he like had it this whole time and was legitimately worried or just wanted to be safe. In meeting me for the season, it was just like, wow, you never know, you know, and
Genuinely.
also, yeah, and you know, good for him for wanting to be safe. Like, dude,
One experience can completely fuck up the way you look at random
yeah,
strangers, right?
yeah,
And some people need to realize that, where, you know, it's not shame on you for thinking like that. It's like, bro, like the world molded you that way. You know, the
mhm,
world pushed you into thinking like that. It is not completely your
yeah.
fault, right? Brando, Caden, what do you guys think about that? Tell me your insight. And I
Never
know
been
you fucking
in
love the
one of those
homeless.
situations, but hit on the mark. I'd be terrified. My life's worth more.
Yeah,
Homeless people are scary as fuck.
they are scary as
Um,
fuck, dude. When they're unpredictable, dude. Right?
yeah, I think in one of those situations, yeah, you just have to give it up.
And Brando, you live in Stockton, so you probably have like way more experience.
I live in the suburbs, so it's not as much my
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, Caden has security around him, so you know, thanks, Daddy.
Hey man.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've never dealt with anything like that. But you saying about like having an experience and it changes the way you view things and everything. It certainly does. Whether it's like from a good experience or a bad experience, I feel like.
Mhm.
And uh, I don't know. It for the most part, it's good, right? It makes you, it forces you to learn to a certain extent, or at least be wary or aware. I wouldn't say wary, aware of certain situations or people or whatever it may be.
Shit to avoid.
Mhm.
To avoid, or even if it's a good experience, like to welcome.
Mhm.
I
Mm.
feel like so it's a give and take. It's all your experience. But yeah, it's being in Stockton. I've heard enough gunshots. I mean, it's
Very distinctive.
uh, look. I've seen enough guns. Like never on the wrong end of him, but I don't know. You get somewhat desensitized to things.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like,
you know,
just another day's fucking work.
I mean, hell, Jared. I mean, that was kind of how you took that, right? It was with the
Yeah,
question. It was like, yeah, I did this. Whoa.
It sounded way more fucking
yeah,
tense than some plane turbulence. I was like, what the fuck?
So you know,
I was more scared of the turbulence, dude. I will straight the fuck up.
Dude, that is
crazy.
crazy. Oh my
Uh,
god. Because the thing is,
So this
you're
reminds me.
you're out of control
Go ahead.
with that. No, you go ahead, Caden. Sorry.
I was gonna say this reminds me of the conversation we had a few weeks ago, where we were talking about would a paintball gun stop a home invader?
Hmm.
Like that was
Oh.
a topic we had.
No, you're so right. I definitely want to get back on this. Thank you, Caden, for that. Jay Sherm, what do you
And-
think? You think that is protecting you in a home invasion?
Dude, I have so many questions. Like how,
'Cause
like,
when
do
you
I have
think
an
about
Allen?
it,
Can I crank it up? What's my paint
it
looking
has to
like?
be
What's my bore
right
situation?
next to your
You know?
bed. Like it has to be
So you
however
just
you
like,
set up.
oh man,
I'm
dude.
talking. Okay, so let's paint the scenario very, very well. It's nighttime. You hear something very, very suspicious. Like you hear somebody trying multiple doors,
The
right?
glass breaks.
Mhm.
They already made it. They're already trying all the doors to where like the sliding glass door where you can see through. Like they already tried that one, but now they're going to the front
Mhm.
door, right? Where it's like you either have to look through a fucking peephole or you can't see them, right?
Mm.
And they're like slowly picking the lock. So, what is your first instincts right there when it comes to getting your paintball gun? Like
I mean, I'm getting in my bunker, bro.
straight up, dude.
Fucking, like, let me get in my bunker, dude, and get like sight on this dude, right? Like, let me
Yeah.
try to fucking catch him in the act, smoke him in the eyes if I can.
Do you think that would stop
You
him?
know,
Though?
and I mean, you shoot him in the eyes, I think you got a good chance.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
it's worse than, like pepper spray. Like dude, if I'm getting shot in the eye from a paintball, I'm running.
I think you're dropping everything. If you get shot in the eye at 200 miles an hour,
Holy
I think
fuck.
you're dropping your gun. I think you're dropping your knife. I think you're dropping your bat. I think it will completely, but it's got to be in the eyes, right? You get shot anywhere else.
They'll get like
I
the
don't know.
shock where they're like, "Oh,
I-
what the fuck?" And they're like assessing
yeah,
the situation.
Yeah.
I would assume like you got real quick like shit, all right, semi uncapped, all right, cool, like
Yeah.
real quick. And I mean I think just a volley of paint hit him enough in such a quick succession, it's gonna scare him.
I feel like he probably think he got
You,
shot for
you
real.
have to injure him. I feel like you have to injure him in the first exchange. Otherwise, he closes the door, figures the shit out, and then makes the decision there.
I mean you got in this
So I
scenario
pick
like
up, yeah.
you not have a whole hopper or a pod, and you a pod, you have 140 balls, you got 15 seconds to run at them as you're shooting them,
You're running
and
at
now
him,
you have a weapon in your hand.
dude. Let me tell. That's valid. Okay, that's valid. That's valid.
Hit him with the old
The
tank.
tank, but
Yeah.
like, dude, if that motherfucker
Yeah,
comes in, dude,
the melee.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be like this, bro. I'm gonna be like this on like a head glitch. You know what I'm saying? Like they're never gonna. It's gonna be like Call of Duty, bro. Where you're gonna see like literally just my head in a barrel, and I'm just.
Can you imagine first ball it breaks just
Oh fuck! It's just like
Oh, my,
going everywhere
I'm
around.
getting robbed.
Oh my god, dude. But you know,
now you just
because I mean, I feel like
That-
the second you hit them, they're like their first initial shock, like shock to it, they would be like, "Oh shit!" Like I got shot. Because obviously, no one knows what it feels like to get fucking shot until it happens. Where you're like, "Oh shit! Is that what it felt like? Do I need to bail like right now? Like, is my adrenaline pumping
Yeah.
to where it's just like this is what it feels like right now?" Because when you have no adrenaline, I mean,
Maybe.
they're robbing, so they might have adrenaline like going in their veins because they're fucking robbing a place.
I don't know, dude. They feel the paint. They might think it's blood. It might do more damage.
Dark room,
It
like
might
turn
actually
all the
think they
lights
got
off.
shot. Yeah. It's dark.
Fuck, dude. Like,
Possibility.
honestly, maybe I would like wait till they're like really invested in the house. They grab a couple items. They're like, oh, let me go check out this PC back here. Then I really fucking let them have it. You know, like
Oh,
let
yeah.
this my like this guy is scurrying out the fucking door because the fire of 1,000 suns is coming through his fucking eye sockets. You know.
The other thing is, think about how loud that'd be. Just quiet house at night and just the ramping of your gun.
Oh my,
Yeah.
the echo,
the
dude.
barrel,
Yeah.
you take
Yeah.
the barrel tip off, you take the barrel tip
Ooh,
off, and now
fuck,
you just
dude.
got that.
Click, 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 click. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Man,
I think it could stop somebody.
I think it could stop one guy. I think the second you get to more than one, like, cause the thing is now you have to like adjust to like two sets of eyes, right?
Do you think they'd see you?
Like roll off, bro.
you straight up roll off, right? So at least for me, like, I mean, I would be setting up in a spot to where they would not be able to see me if like unless they're like constantly looking around, right? Or they're like
Yeah.
somehow seeing the paintball come into their fucking eye, right? Like I would be on like
Nasty.
I would be exactly. I would be on the nastiest head glitch. I would be like standing on my sink over the door to where all you're seeing is a single sliver Like, and I can't see shit. Like, all I'm seeing is a silhouette coming at me and some eyes getting shot in, you know? Right? Like, that's what I'm doing, bro. Like, I mean, at least for me, like, there's these certain things that you should do, especially as a man, especially if, like, you have any sort of firearm experience, right? And you're the protector of your house. Dude, you should know every fucking square inch of your house at every moment to where it's like, when something's off, you should know. You know? Is that, I feel like that's like some secret agent movie shit, but it's like,
Nah, dude's dads do that shit with the air conditioner, man. You fucking know you crank that shit up a degree.
straight up, bro. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
dad, so I don't know that particularly, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, you know, but from what I hear on like television and
Dude, you
shit,
get this, yeah, dad training. Yeah.
you know. So from what I hear from that, they're very adamant about the AC, you know. So, Brando, Caden, I've been hogging all the airtime, bro. Like, ask this guy a question. What do we got going on?
More unrelated paintball question.
Hell
Do
yeah,
you have
I
any
like
like
this.
pet peeves? Any like
Pet
crazy
peeve?
pet peeves?
Yeah, like what is something that just fucking grinds your gears and really irks Jay Sherm?
Like Brando hates biggers.
Oh,
You're going right into it, bro. I was not expecting that.
all right.
That's not what you called him earlier, Caden.
No, this is what Brando called them.
That's what I call him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aiden's the uncensored.
Yeah.
People who don't go when the light turns green.
Oh, wait, how fast? How fast are you expecting him to go?
If you're in the front,
I
you should be
expect
ready.
you to understand the process of time in general. And if you don't fucking go, like these lights are built on they're time related, right? Like in theory, they're supposed to track based on all this shit, right? But it's a time-based system. So when you don't go with this system, it backs up. And I think people cause traffic more than there's actually traffic. And I think a lot of that adds up because where I'm at specifically, we've got schools, we've got trains, we got all kinds of stuff on top of the highway and all this other shit. So when people don't go because we have short lights and long lights and all that stuff, things back up. And then all of a sudden it backs up even further. And eventually it gets to a point where there's no real remedy to the situation except for just, waiting your turn. Right. And unfortunately, I see stuff like that as correctable, very fixable.
Disrespect.
Unintentional, but more so outwards, like just understanding like this is the role of the light and there's only so much time and there's so many cars and there's other people that live their lives and other people that are trying to go places and we're all stuck on this same road. This is the infrastructure of our society, our economy, even fucking happiness, right? Like people have good days and they have bad days, and traffic, I feel, dictates a lot of that. I also feel that the way that people act in traffic on the road is somewhat correlated with the way they live life. And so I have a pet peeve when it comes to traffic. And I also understand why people shouldn't care about what my pet peeve is.
So you have road rage. Is that what you're saying?
No, but I will let motherfuckers know when like you're in the wrong. I can't be angry with you, but also like it's just like
go, bro. It's green.
It's like Neo being mad at people that haven't like unplugged from the Matrix, bro. It's fucking stupid.
Okay.
It's so completely like I can't be mad at you for not having the same understanding of or perspective of a situation.
Sure.
Yeah, that I do. And it's just I choose to make use of that, right? So when I'm sitting at a light, as soon as that motherfucker's green, I'm gone. Because I understand there's only so much time for people to get through that. And I want to give everybody behind me as much time to get through that, to move through your life.
Being courteous.
And to get where you need to go. It's not much. I'm doing what I can.
No, valid,
right?
valid.
I'm just getting through the life.
How deep we get into this.
You know,
So
I have a picture. I have a picture that needs to be painted. Brando, go first.
Okay. So I just want to know. I do this at times, right? When I'm in the front, looking at my light, but I'll also take a look at the cross traffic's lights, right?
Oh fuck yeah,
Right. All
yeah,
right. So I'm like,
yeah,
oh, it's yellow. Okay, they just went. They just okay. It's gonna be us or the turning lane.
yep,
All right, cool. It's us.
Yeah, I've seen enough
yeah.
watch people
No,
dive videos in China where I know to look both ways before, even if the light is green. Sometimes, maybe roll through it and check, then go.
dude.
You know.
Yeah, and that's the tough part. That's what they say. Don't do that. I'm like, man, you can't live your life like waiting for somebody else to make a mistake or
Hmm.
you know, just go. And in that same sense, stop.
Yep.
It's not hard, right? Like we shouldn't have to deal with this. Traffic, it's just a way of moving around. And unfortunately, it's like if this is how we are in like a three-dimensional world, you know, within our own control of ourselves, it just kind of reflects like why it's taking us so long, I think, to move past this level of consciousness into, something greater.
Do you think if vehicles become completely autonomous, that traffic would be a thing? Like imagine like people are like
Yeah,
Waymo takes over
yeah.
to where you don't
Well,
even need to drive anymore. Like your car is like you just set your foot. You say, "Hey, car, take me to the paintball field." Yes, master, and then you go.
I mean, I think in a perfect world, there should be no more traffic, right? I don't know if man is smart enough for that yet. Um, and maybe smartness isn't the right word. I don't think that man is capable of not making the mistakes that are out there. I mean, even our most advanced forms of like AI at the moment that at least we as consumers like interact with regularly makes mistakes because it was designed from or it was a design flaw.
Hmm.
It's logic and reasoning and how it interacts with stuff. AI is something that I get frustrated with because I realize that like what I want it to do, it may not be capable of doing. It's capable enough of interacting with you and having, enough language to come up with ideas, but the reality is like it was built under a certain set of guidelines that restrict it from doing other things or from interacting with me in a way that allows high level precision, accuracy, and execution of tasks.
Interesting. Okay.
So in that same way, like, I mean, Waymo is being blamed here in Austin for like blocking ambulances and
I actually
stuff
just saw
like
that
that.
video.
Like, what the? And it's crazy to me because like that's okay, but like if you were to obstruct justice, getting rid of evidence, stuff like that,
Hmm.
it's like the car can't be held liable for that. Maybe
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
companies, but that's more of like a civil issue, not necessarily a criminal issue. And so,
Interesting perspective.
um, yeah, I mean, traffic's tough, man. Uh, I have spent hours trying to like, man, if you could magically come up with a solution to traffic, you would save the world, right? So entertain it. Why not? Just like it's $1 on a lotto ticket. You might as well spend it and see what happens.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I entertain the idea. Try and think about stuff just for the sake of um, mental exercise, right?
So then how would you? What have you come up with? I want to know. I don't know.
I I, I haven't. I haven't, man.
No.
I think it's like
Mm.
no, because there's there's sometimes when I drive, like that's a fucking cool place. Let me pull over. Have zero reason to pull over. Why not? Why not stop? Um, that would be tough to do in a fully autonomous system, I think. Being able to enjoy things outside of life, right? Being able to it's 55 on the side of the road, nobody's there, you're on a country road. Fuck it, I'll go 90. Why not? I'll
I'm in.
get there faster. Or let me go slower. There's a huge field of blue bonnets that my chick wants to take a picture in front of. Like I
Mm.
don't think you could necessarily do some of those things, so I do think you sacrifice some of that. And to be honest, man, like I've driven from here to Oregon and back more times than I can count. And I love being on the road. I love seeing things, being able to experience stuff like that. I don't know that you would do that in an autonomous vehicle. I think you'd pull up your phone, watch movies. You'd be into yourself and not necessarily forced to be in the moment, right? Like when you're driving, it's exhausting because you're like 100% focused, or you should be.
What if it was like you get within some vicinity of a metropolitan area, right? And then the automation takes over. That way, because
That
the
would be cool.
congestion of traffic is going to be higher there versus, as you said, like a country road, cross country kind of trip.
Yeah, that would be
Hmm,
cool. Like a car wash when you pull up and then the system takes over and then pulls you
yeah.
through the car wash. I think that would be a
Mm.
unique idea, and I
Huh.
do think that would probably help out in some very congested areas where, you're expecting people to have navigational issues, right? Like where there's construction, where lanes are changing, lanes are merging, right? Like if you could, even if you implemented on little things like that, where 3 lanes turns to two, or this lane merges, if you could
Hmm.
just do that, I think you would save the world, probably millions, billions of dollars
Hmm.
All
just in
right.
time, gas.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I mean, all right. Hey, clip it. Hour and 40 in. We
Mm,
just started to solve traffic. All right. Elon, I know you're listening. You're listening. Huge fan of the show, Elon Musk. Uh,
yeah,
we
Just
want
got the
some
phone with him.
private. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We want some royalties when you come up with this.
For
Just
sure.
had to put that
yeah,
out there.
Right?
just a few,
Just a
not that
few.
much.
Give me,
Mm,
A couple mil. That's
yeah,
fine.
give me
yeah.
0.5% of whatever that saves.
Yeah.
Give personally. 0.5%.
Yeah,
I'll be set
perfect.
for my family's next 10 generations would be set forever with
Hmm.
0.5% off of how much that would be saving. So,
Yeah,
thank you, Jay Sherman. I appreciate that. Set me up for life, bro. I appreciate that.
dude, I
We,
do what I can with what I got.
we solved traffic, boys. We solved traffic.
That was such a niche like pet peeve,
That
but it's
was
so
such a
deeper than
yeah,
I thought.
We get so
so
deep.
good.
It's so good.
It that's what it is, dude.
Because the thing is,
So good.
so Brando, you usually when it comes to me and Brando's driving, I'll be in the passenger seat, and if the light turns green and they're not going, he will let them fucking know. Like he will be fifth behind, and he will let that person in front know by just laying on the
Oh
horn.
yeah,
Dude, I
And
enjoy the
dude.
horn.
I did too. I don't even
I
care enough.
have on a cold day, I've u used up all the air that the compressor built up for the horn once,
Can you
so
imagine?
that uh, all of a sudden the horn. Yeah, that happened once.
Didn't even know
Nice.
there's like
I
what
like
the
you.
fuck?
I deserved it.
Sometimes you just need the sound of the horn. It's not when it's not being directed at me. It's great. Whenever it's me pushing the button, it's great. You know.
Look,
Yeah.
I I'll use the horn because it's fun. It's fun. Even going through, I got it from Marv. You going through an intersection and hit the horn and just get eyes turning, dude. It's fun.
Yep.
Dude,
And
that's something that I wish that people did more of is use their horn maybe appropriately. So I think it's good for communicating, but because there's like the long honk, there's the beep beep, there's a light one. You can communicate with it.
mhm.
I need one where it's like a clown horn, where it's like a little cheerfully, like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?"
Ah,
That is the one thing about Teslas I really like, where you can customize your horn. That's
Cool.
funny.
damn.
If I ever had a Tesla and I customized my horn, I am for sure customizing it to the fucking Nazi zombie running zombie, where it's like, yeah, 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 like that's gonna be my horn. I'm gonna be freaking people out in public all the time. You know. But
Oh.
all right, boys. Now I had this question that I thought was pretty decent, right? They say Batman is like one of the strongest characters, right? The guy defeated Superman, right? With prep time, they say he could beat anybody. Do you think Batman with 1 month prep time could beat Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
If it's Godzilla
And
minus
to
one,
be honest, I think after 2 weeks, he's just gonna be like hanging out in the Batcave, waiting for those other two
what?
weeks to go by. Yeah.
Damn.
And imagine if Batman has AI, bro. Holy shit. Give him a day.
Oh,
Oh fuck. Damn.
ooh.
Dude, they haven't even added AI to Batman's lore yet. Once
Yeah.
that
You're
shit
right.
happens,
That'd be
like
crazy.
crazy. Crazy,
Damn.
dude.
I feel like I honestly I was on the Godzilla side. I was like, man, he's so fucking powerful that it's like,
Wow.
But
Godzilla's
Superman's
powerful.
a god, though, in
Exactly. Like,
in
he's
those terms.
Superman.
But I also was thinking about it maybe as the I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the Godzilla -1 movie. That's like a completely that is a completely different Godzilla.
Right.
That is a completely different Godzilla.
Right, because Batman wouldn't be able to take him down.
Okay. All right. Well, damn. All right. Well, I just got completely fucking outvoted on who wins. So that was honestly an easy topic for you guys. Fuck, I thought we were gonna go in depth about that one, dude.
Batman with AI, dude.
Fuck, dude.
Time.
You think you can do it without AI?
Yeah,
I think he might need. I think he might need the full 2 weeks. He can still hang out for 4. But yeah.
Damn.
I think he can do it.
Okay, because I was on the complete.
I would put the bet on Kirko, dude.
Because the thing is,
I would do it.
That I'm putting all in on that.
I like that.
But it's also, dude, the guy has fucking nuclear breath. You know.
And Batman will find a way to, defend that.
Nuclear.
Oh my god, dude. Bro! I just maybe I'm just a Godzilla fan. I feel like he's fucking crushing his ass.
I think you give Batman a month, Godzilla's not even gonna break the surface of the fucking ocean where he came from. Like
what?
I don't even think that.
Holy fuck, dude! I did not think this was gonna be. I thought. Oh god. Okay.
Just holding his head under the water.
That's okay. That's valid. Godzilla legitimately could come up with like a mech, or Godzilla. Batman could come up with like a mech that could like.
He's not a Pacific Rim mech.
The Bat mech, and it's just a giant fucking bat. Fuck. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see you guys' point. Okay, I see. Okay. Fuck, dude. I want Godzilla to win though. I like Godzilla. Obviously he's like the whole. You guys know what Godzilla was like originally like created for, right? The analogy, right? So Godzilla was originally created to portray America and the damage they did with nuclear war.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we started it.
Like it was because like legitimately, I'm not even Brando. Google it. Like it's because of the atomic bomb, right? The atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Like that, they were like it was so destructive that like that also makes me like wonder like what goes on with like old lore. Or I guess history, where depictions of dragons or something like that. Like we were so deadly with such a ginormous bomb that the way that they told it in stories was through a ginormous radioactive fucking lizard that breathes fire.
Well,
what?
Like through I guess like stories of that, or just using it as like an analogy.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So when it comes to a lot of history, how do we not know that that's just not an analogy?
Just a history.
History wasn't even really written down until like the 2000s, basically. No joke. All I'm saying is.
I need some fact checks for that.
Okay. Shut up, bro. Shut up.
What is this?
I mean, bro.
1954.
No, never mind.
50 years off. I was like 50 years off.
I mean, when did they? Okay. Because I just feel like nobody fucking wrote anything down back in the day. Like nobody wrote down shit to where Library Alexandria was burned. Now all of it's gone.
All of that's gone, but
I'm just talking about in general. Like there's so much history that we don't know because nobody wrote it down.
For sure. I mean, not everything's written down, but it was kind of what the noteworthy things survived and were written down.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, when it comes to like a lot of these like biblical things that happen, like a great flood, you know what I'm saying? Like they depict it with such analogies when it comes to, unearthly beings in a way.
Wait, what do you want them to write down on the Great Flood? It flooded everything.
I'm just saying in general, bro. I'm not even saying like anything in particular. Bro, they said Jesus rised and pushed a fucking boulder off his grave.
No,
like what the
rose.
fuck? I don't understand. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
That was written down on the rock that he pushed down and broke, and now it's forever gone.
They say the real evidence of that is the Shroud of Turin, and I don't know if you guys ever seen what that is.
Yeah.
So you've seen it, Sherm.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Shroud of Turin is what people say is a fact that proves that Jesus existed. Proves it.
Wait, is this
cloth?
Okay, yeah.
It's a cloth that like I don't know what the fuck happened. Maybe lightning struck 3 times and flashed an image into the cloak or something. I don't know, but like
No, I thought it was what was put over his body,
Yeah.
and like the blood soaked into it, and whatever they like, whatever the property is, right, or something that Wyatt kept because he's the son of God or something. I don't know all those details. Those details weren't written down. All right,
that's what I'm saying.
So
That's what I'm fucking saying. You know, right? Like I
if
mean,
they were that, if they did, were written down. I didn't read the book, so those FDS facts.
They're right, that's for sure. But I mean, I don't even know how we even fucking got on this tangent. But all I'm saying is, you know, what do we
It's high
really
quality
know?
though.
Right? What do we really
Yeah.
know? Like, I mean, for some reason, my mom fucking hates it that I question everything, but then she raised me to question everything. And you know, when I question her, she's like, "What the fuck, dude?" I'm like, "Dude, you raised me to question everything, right?" So now that I question everything, people will call you a fucking a kook, you know, a crazy person when you question everything, you know. So
You want to know a random fact I learned in my class?
I'd love to.
Everybody in the world is made of stardust.
Elaborate on that,
Well, yeah.
especially you, Pixie boy.
Now, because the beginning of the universe was just hydrogen and helium, but now we got, oxygen and all this other bullshit, and it's all because stars exploded, died, and just got rebuilt. So you're made of stars.
Damn,
Yeah, we're made from the same elements.
that's
that
like low-key
is
kind of
also
trippy.
made up of stars and everything in the universe.
Man,
I love learning about that.
Sherm, do you think there's life outside of Earth?
Yeah,
Do you think they've contacted Earth?
probably. But also at the same time, right? God, and this is the downside of believing and not believing anything is like it could also just be a figment of my imagination, right? Like,
Yeah.
because I'm the one that's experiencing this moment on my end. Um, it could all be created, right? Just a brain interpreting stuff. But, outside of the conversation, yeah, I think that's a unique thing. I think there's probably some form of contact. I think it'd be really cool if aliens were in contact. It might explain a lot of stuff. Um, but also like, we also, I guess, Earth exists in that space
Yeah.
as well. So, if infinite possibilities are there, then there has to be a universe, a dimension, in which something exists. And our form of existence may not be what theirs is. But yeah, I think things exist beyond, what we see, what we have access to, for sure.
You know, because they always make because if an alien made contact and they're like, "Take us to your leader," like who are we gonna take him to?
Mm-hmm.
We're not taking him to Donald Trump. We're sure as hell not taking him to fucking Netanyahu. Like, who are we taking him to? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are we taking him to?
7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
Yeah.
who do we take them to? That is like such a question that there we go. That I've been asking myself. I'm just like, dude, like, when it comes to the leaders of the world, like, what don't we know? What do we
Have you ever
not
watched
know?
any like those stories about the abductees and stuff like that?
That people that got abducted by
Yeah.
like saucers?
Yeah, and like, or still being abducted, or there was one that I saw recently about it was like two children and their upbringing by their family who have been abducted multiple times, and just kind of like they are genuinely freaked out, but also this is the way that they grew up,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, I'm so
I
curious. Can you
try
elaborate on
to.
that? I'm so curious. So what
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
happened?
I mean, just like, so like kids are at a young age, whatever. And at some point, uh, they end up being told by their father that, and I haven't watched the whole thing, but that aliens exist and that their family has been abducted multiple times, and you may see these things, these beings, and this is what it is. And eventually they see them in the house speaking to the parents.
The aliens? They see the aliens in the house.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of like where like I didn't finish the rest of it, but um, it was essentially just this being normal and the kids going through this as well. Um, but what's interesting to me is like so I I'm a big plant guy, right? Grow plants. That's just kind of the thing, and
Succulents.
succulents, all kinds of stuff, dude.
Mm.
And you know, the way that people farm, the way that people hunt, whether it's um, something that's for food or whether let's just say somebody hunting for deer, or they're farming cattle for beef, right? Like those general systems exist on all forms of life. Ants will farm aphids. They will pick up aphids off of plants and carry them to other areas and safeguard them because they excrete this like sweet nectar that the ants enjoy. Kind of like
Symbiotic
bees and honey.
relationship.
Yeah, and it exists on different forms, right? And so I do this with plants. We take clones of plants. We breed plants. We make seeds. We take them and put them in different environments. We share them with our friends. We see how they respond. We do something with those genetics. We do the same thing with animals, dogs, cats we've domesticated, um, fungi we've worked with, you know, and even like with something like fishing, where you're out in the ocean and there's bait, 100 feet down, all of a sudden a fish bites in, it's yanked up into a new world, abducted, done stuff with, fucking sent back on its way, or taken into an aquarium, fucking live the rest of its life over there. A dolphin, a
Oh
whale,
fuck.
bred with. How the fuck does that not happen above?
Dude.
And like you know what I mean? And it's kind of a unsettling thing to think about because I've come to terms with there's probably some farming, some hunting, some fishing, some breeding, some agriculture involving humans. Um,
Wow.
Probably,
Dude, that
and if
that
if
is
if they're any
good.
good, if they're any good, right? Like a fisherman, you're not supposed to be seen by the fish. A hunter, you're not supposed to be seen by the deer. The cows, you're supposed to think it's nice. Otherwise, your meat's bad,
Oh
right? Like,
fuck.
why the fuck would
Dude.
they not be doing the same thing to humanity?
Yeah,
Because the way how I think
there's-
about it, real quick, I just want to add this on, because back in the day they would just call you like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, take your tinfoil hat off. Now I feel like if you're like, oh, gee, I was abducted by aliens, they're like, all right, admit this guy to the hospital, diagnose him with schizophrenia, and give him 500 cc's of bofa. Like, what the fuck? Like, how are you supposed? Like, how are people like that supposed like? Because that just sounds crazy. Because if a random guy
It
came up to
does.
me and is like, I just got abducted, bro. Like, I know I'm completely naked right now, but I'd be like, dude, get the fuck away from me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
holy fuck.
The one of the things with this is like to be devil's advocate is like the chance of there being like another Earth-like planet that's similar to us, right? The chances of there being life on there is like a point 0.000000000 like so on percent chance. But if that's the case, why are we here? It's bound to happen.
Life finds a
It's
way,
gonna
bro.
happen.
Mhm.
Like maybe we're like Jurassic Park, where like the Earth is Jurassic Park. And we were genetically modified and planted here. To like see how it's because obviously there's a huge fucking jump up compared to like the Neanderthals and then like modern day humans. Obviously there's like a thousand fucking different links and shit. And Brando, you've seen the first one. This guy has seen the chick, the first chick that ever like lived or whatever. What was it?
No, the oldest fossils of the earliest human.
Like the earliest like human that was the closest to us.
Yeah, what's her name? Lucy.
Oh,
Lucy.
Lucy. Yeah.
Yeah. But Caden, I mean, going back to what you said about percentage of whatnot of an Earth-like planet or whatever. But I mean, usually when stuff like that, it's usually for life as we know it, right? Like a carbon-based life that that breathes oxygen, right? And how we live, it's hard to fathom like some other type of life form, right? It's that we may not even be able to comprehend.
We might not even be able to like
Um,
understand what they
Mhm.
might even be like a different dimensional being to where they're on the same plane as us, they're right in front of us, but dude, our eyes can't even comprehend that dimension. You know, I feel like there's
Dude,
so
like
much stuff that we
monster
just don't
size,
know.
little tiny.
You ever listen to he puts out a lot of talks and documentaries. Richard Greer.
No.
yeah,
Oh, yes, because Brando has.
You should definitely check him out. That dude, that dude will make you question things because he speaks with them about them with such understanding, definition, certainty, um, and like firsthand experience about technologies and um, things that they go beyond what most people think. But it seems like a lot of this stuff even comes down, even like their modes of transportation and ability to move at different places at different times or speeds, is like their understanding of physics is like beyond ours,
Yeah, like they must
and
have like some kind
so
of barrier that makes the physics inside their craft completely different than whatever the outside is subjected to. Like
well,
whether
it's like
if you stop going a
like
thousand miles an hour, you turn into mush. But in there,
right,
you're fine.
yeah, it's like the idea between, I guess, like if you have like a squishy ball and you like squeeze it really hard and the bubble pops up on one side, and then if you like let it go a little bit and it shoots out the other side of your hand, just like that transition of movement isn't really requiring force. It's just opening up a pathway in which for something to flow. And so it is forced to go in that direction as fast as possible. Um, and I don't know if that's like a good representation of it, but yeah, it seems like a lot of the stuff is just advanced technologies, that you want to apply uh, magical properties and um, otherworldly supernatural experiences to it because it just seems to be what humanity's done, over time is like, you know, um, chemistry and science, is like witchcraft,
Yeah,
right? Herbalism and medicine is like witchcraft.
even talks about alchemy,
Um,
like turning metal into like turning anything
yeah,
into gold, like the most like
yeah,
whatever, turning something into what is most desired. You know.
right, right. I think a lot of it is probably just advanced technologies. And I don't know if like an advanced civilization is the right word, but maybe, I mean, if something is so far advanced that, um, I mean, there was a picture that I saw recently of like, it was like these two things exist on the same planet right now, and it's like this Aboriginal tribe in the Amazon or something,
Hmm.
or this Amazonian tribe, with their spears and stuff, like the picture everybody's seen, like a helicopter.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's like fucking NASA,
Yeah.
and
There's
and,
people on
and a
North Sentinel
spaceship.
Island, and there's us playing
Yeah,
shinobot.
yeah. I mean, like these extremes exist, and from their perspective, it's like completely different, and they're still living on this planet.
Yeah.
Um, I do think the conspiracy theories behind alien stuff, though, is very entertaining. Uh, and so, like, I try not to subscribe to like any specific idea,
Mm,
but I love them all. I think they're fucking
absolutely.
fun.
Did you hear about
They're super cool, dude.
we talked about it really recently, but like Bob Lazar. Apparently he just can't. I was talking to one of our
Yeah.
teammates, Aaron. He just can't. So apparently Bob Lazar came out with a new documentary or something like that that is like
Mm.
really in depth about the craft and like the story that
Hmm.
he has, right? And there's
Hmm.
footage of inside the craft apparently, or like and footage of the craft. And
uh,
what's up, Brando?
it's recreated from his
His memory,
Oh,
description, so
which I don't
it's
care.
not.
I believe the guy.
Yeah, again, it's his story has never changed in the last 30
yeah.
years. And he's been a skeptic himself, and he's not saying this is the cold hard facts. It's this is my experience. Take as you will. Come up with the conclusion you want, but this is what I've seen and experienced and whatnot, and so be it.
What do you think would happen to everybody on Earth if we found out that like everybody on Earth all of a sudden knew and they made themselves known that there's aliens in existence? What do you think?
We had this conversation.
Yeah.
It was where I remember I said we should not tell people. We shouldn't tell people. That was what I said.
Pussy.
It would cause panic. It would cause panic.
Good.
I think
You're probably 100.
it would cause panic because now all of a sudden people like religious leaders are like, oh shit, there is no God, right? And now they're like freaking out, right? You know,
I'm all for it. Like, good. You're not special. Whatever. We're not the only ones here.
right?
So be it. Like,
Yeah.
love titties. You know. Go. I'm still gonna go play paintball this weekend.
Amen.
I mean, you wanna go?
Aliens aren't gonna stop that. You know.
Oh, dude, I think we'd be looking forward to the first alien team. Like, step up, bring your 5 to the box. Do you think that they would be better than us?
I feel like they would use the wrong settings and accidentally terminate us and turn us into pulp in like a second on accident. They're like, oh shit, dude, you guys said 10.5. I put it on supersonic. My bad. They fucking just blow your skin off. You know.
I'm glad to live in a world that has Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
You know, we realistically could have been born at like any point in time, but man, we got put in the same time where we can sit all across the United States, sit in a call, sip on Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and play Minecraft. Like, I would much rather be in this time than 100 years ago. That is for sure. I was like, you know what? Maybe I could be a cowboy. Fuck that, dude. No, I'm trying to get fucking gangrene.
There's no better time than right now.
You're right.
Actually, no.
The
There is a
90s.
better time, and it's now.
No.
Now, you know, now, right?
Oh, I
It's-
see.
I
see.
see what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I mean, this is the youngest, right at this moment. This is the youngest we're ever going to be in our lives.
All right, dude. Why don't you say that shit?
I'm just saying.
Hurt. All right.
Right? This is the youngest we're ever going to be, and now, tomorrow is going to be the oldest or the youngest that I'd ever be. You know? Or I don't even fucking know the analogy that I'm talking about. I'm probably just yapping at this point. My bad, bro. Someone else take it over, Brando. I need you, bro.
Wouldn't you be younger?
Look me in the eyes,
youngest?
Brando. I fucking need you, bro. I fucking need you.
Dude, no, it's been good. That went down a crazy rabbit hole.
You know,
Yeah, well,
I feel like people are so intimidated by rabbit holes because like, no one wants to listen to a rabbit hole. Fuck that. Because the thing is, no one is gonna ask Jared Sherman about aliens on any other paintball podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
Like
Never.
there is just questions that we need to ask as humans with each other, right? And just kind of like, because you never know. What if you ask a certain question and then all of a sudden the person you're talking to is a fucking lizard person that got activated, sleeper agent style?
ooh.
Like, do we think that could possibly be like a real thing? Like, there are aliens that wear people's skin and are commanding powerful people. I mean,
So it has to check all the boxes.
no, I mean, fuck, dude, they could
Zuckerberg.
be. Mark Zuckerberg, that guy's a fucking red flag if I've ever seen him, dude. Like, for all of a sudden he's a fucking nerd, then like a year later he goes on Joe Rogan wearing a gold chain. He's like, nah, dude. It's like, are you just trying to like change to like what the average human at this point in time like understands the vibe and feels comfortable with? You know, it's just so weird to me. Or like, there's this one guy. I think he's like a super pasture where the guy orders like 50 planes and he's like, have you guys ever seen this clip? There's like a reporter trying to talk to him and he's like, so why did you buy a $10 million jet? And the guy in his fucking eye, I gotta look. Brando, can you look this up for me, please? Look this up for me. Look for this up for me. We're gonna watch it. I want you to share your screen now because I want to watch it. It is this guy that is a pastor and they're like, hey, so why did you buy that $10 million jet? And dude, the look in his fucking eyes like says it all. Where he's like, hey, they made it so cheap, I just had to buy it. And like, dude, oh fuck, dude, I don't know what his name is, bro, but he looks like he reminds me of John Jones, the guy who made everybody drink the fucking Kool-Aid and shit. You know?
I mean, dude.
I bet if Brando, all right, I need you to stretch because I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna find it in like a second.
No, that's fine. I have no idea what the fuck to search for. As he's going on this little rabbit hole. All right.
Yeah.
John Jones, isn't that a UFC fighter? Is that the same?
Jim
guy that-
Jones, my bad. Did I say John Jones?
Okay,
My bad.
you did say John Jones. I'm like, dude, every video I'm looking at is a white guy. I don't understand.
No, that's not his name. That's not his name.
No, it's fine. Dude, what? So we're gonna circle
Well,
back real all the way. We talked about sacrifices earlier, right? Um,
Ah,
you know, it what's a sacrifice? What sacrifice did you have to make that most people wouldn't see, and what was unique to you?
unique to me.
Because everyone's giving up the birthdays, the special
Yeah.
occasions, the family shit. It's what was one that you gave up? It's like, and I mean, you could look back and be like, damn, that sucks. I gave that up, or
hmm
however you take it.
Um, you sacrifice. This sport makes you like you have to sacrifice everything, right? Like
Mhm.
if you want to go any distance, um, you have to sacrifice everything. I guess the big thing was like my ex and I broke up, and that was like kind of right after I went pro. Um, and that was an unfortunate experience. Because I remember saying to her at the time, like I wouldn't have made the sacrifice had I known it meant like sacrificing our relationship um, for this. And
and you told her that?
it was yeah, but it was like a slow sacrifice, and that was the thing that was like, when it like when you have somebody there with you going pro and they understand it and they're okay with it, at least on the outside, you don't realize that you're like sacrificing the time. They might be getting better and better at covering it up or just not saying anything because they know it's gonna create a
Rock the boat.
conflict, right? Yeah, and most people don't want to do that, especially with something that is such a part of you. She and I met during COVID, right? So paintball wasn't as big of a part of my life, and as things got more and more serious, it was just like all the time, playing paintball 3, 4 times a week. And so while she would still come, sometimes it was just getting to a point where you just maybe you just hope as a player that they'll get over it or it'll work itself out. Um, but it just comes to a point at some point where that it's just they look at it as you have free time and you're choosing to spend it there and not with her.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that. Like you both should be enjoying each other's time,
Mhm.
right? And you shouldn't have to, I think, sacrifice one for the other because it just that's not like a great relationship to be
Yeah,
in.
yeah. I'm blanking on what it's called, but not resentment, right? You
Yeah,
sacrifice
no,
one over the other,
there's
you're gonna
definitely,
make that resentment.
definitely, and that's just something that like as a kid trying to go pro, right? Like if I'm in it, I might as well keep going. And you just try to keep going until you can't. Um, but at the time it was like I was heartbroken.
Mm.
Um, and also wasn't willing to let that get in the way of what I was doing because at that point it was like, well, fuck, shit, like, we're already broken up. Might as well keep going.
Mhm.
Um, and actually getting on Xfactor, um, that same situation happened with one of their players. Um, an old player, he and his chick broke up, and instead of just doubling down and fucking playing ball, he stepped away, and there was a void. And I was asked to come to some practices, and so it's like that sacrifice was kind of like, if you're going to sacrifice the time with somebody and then kind of leave it up to fate of whether or not you and this significant other, work out, don't disrespect the sacrifice. Don't disrespect them by half-assing the rest of your effort.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're gonna fucking lose like your loved one for this shit, you better love this shit way more, and you better like go hella hard for this. Because it's
You
just
better mean
it's
something.
disrespectful. It's fucking disrespectful. It's disrespectful to her. It's disrespectful to you. And it's just it's a wasted effort, right? So um I could have quit, right? But that's just not me. And um, but I don't think that moment is any different, right? Because that's unfortunately what this sport requires, and a lot of things. But what's interesting is like the difference between our sport and others is um, we don't get paid to do it, right?
Exactly.
Like it's not like I do this shit for the fun. Even the mercenaries were doing it for fun before they got paid. It's something that we like give our lives to, and hopefully, we're able to give something back.
Makes the resentment a little bit more sour, especially where it's like you're spending all of your time, all of your money that you could potentially be putting like towards a
Yeah.
relationship and everything like that, and they look at it like paintball is another person, right? To where they have to
It's
compete with that other person.
and it's so much more than that though. It's an outlet. It gives you something to strive for that's physical, that um you're competitive. It like gives you a drive to be better. It's like when you go down this path, all of a sudden you start seeing all the other things that you can improve on.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I mean, even the way that I approach business or conversations or everything, it's like sometimes you got to hold your zone in life.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to understand that things are going to happen, and the only thing you can do is expect that and try and set stuff up, make communication easier. There, yeah. I don't know, man. I've been in the sport for like 20 something years. Um, more more years than I haven't been in the sport. Um, that's a lot of time to sacrifice.
Yeah,
You know,
Mhm.
it's a lot. It's also a lot of time to question. Especially with all the money this sport costs. You're just
for
like,
sure.
dude, is this fucking smart? No, but
I
fucking
do it
love it.
because it's like,
Yeah.
dude, a part of my heart like aches if I don't do it. When you find
Yeah.
something that it's like you feel a bond with, not only just the people, but like the activity of paintball in general. It's like, man,
Hmm.
like some of these girls, like if they don't have a hobby, they just don't fucking get it. You know, right? Like
Yeah.
this is more than just a hobby. This is it. Like for some
It's
people,
a
it's like
lifestyle, dude.
exactly. For some people, they work their fucking horrible dead end fucking job just so they're able to get that outlet on the weekend. Like that
Hmm.
happens all the time, and
Yeah.
probably to more people than to more people than we know than what we think. Like,
Hmm.
so Jay Sherm, what advice would you give when it comes to? That's a pretty hard lesson to learn. I've learned that lesson, right? When it
Hmm.
comes to when a girl leaves you like that, and kind of debating everything, right? What advice would you give to someone where they don't have to go through that kind of hard time that you would maybe plant in someone's ear to make it a little bit easier for them or help make a decision?
You got to put yourself in their shoes. Um, and that's the biggest advice I can give you, right? Is like there is only so much free time that you both have. Sometimes that shit overlaps.
Mm-hmm.
So spend time with her doing the stuff that she loves, especially if you can get her to come along,
Yeah.
right? So some of the things that we would do is like, all right, we're traveling to a tournament. So we're gonna leave a day earlier, we're gonna stay a day later, we're gonna spend time doing stuff on the way, we'll make it fun, get a bunch of snacks, get some crazy stuff, whatever, and go do that. But um, yeah, man, open communication, dude. It and just being upfront about stuff. Um, I think the biggest thing is maybe expectations don't really get discussed, of like how long do you expect to do this? You're
Mm.
gonna be doing this for years, Are you ever gonna quit, or is this gonna be a part of your life forever?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're like getting into a real relationship where like you might marry this person, she's marrying into this situation. She's marrying your team. She's
Wow.
marrying
Mhm.
all the other girls, the wives, like the people that help us in the pits,
Yeah.
you know,
Wow. I just
like
came to a
like
realization,
like
bro.
that's yeah, dude. Like she's becoming part of this, and so for her, it's like it's different when there's no sport involved because it's like oh, just a normal couple, fucking like you have your friends, she has hers.
Mm-hmm.
But then she comes into like the paintball world, like this community. Um, like my ex still talks to people she's met in the community because it's the closest thing I think to having a social network that's
Not horrible
like
for
high
you.
school or college.
Yeah, it's not
No,
horrible for
dude,
you.
like
Not
like like
toxic.
there's a lot of people. No, dude, and you can pick and choose, and it's fun. And when we go to tournaments, it's like a mini vacation,
It's like a
So
family
when they're
reunion.
like coming into this stuff, dude, it's a great time. There's kids, there's dogs, it's all the men going to war to fight each other, coming back, cheers. Like it's a fun time. It's a fun environment. It's a great atmosphere, but they are coming into this life, right? And
Mhm.
so it's um our personalities here are like we might be famous in their eyes when you walk through the park and everybody says hello to you.
Mm.
All the local homies say what's up. When you walk through a tournament and it's like, oh, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you, but oh shit, good to see you. And it's this and this and this and this back and forth. And it's like you can't walk there without seeing a friend of yours or talking to somebody. And she's just like she only knows you. Like
Mm.
it's different. It's a little different. So
Ye- Can I
when they
add?
kind of come into this, it's
I want to add something onto that real quick, if that's cool.
yeah,
Me
yeah.
and my girlfriend listened to the Sheldon podcast when he had his wife on, right?
That
And
was a good one.
that was a good one, and because obviously it taught me a ton of lessons about like the woman's perspective. Not that I ever gave a single fuck before, but now I do. You know,
Caden's getting to you. Caden's getting to you.
God
Hatch.
damn it,
Damn
bro.
Bro, it's not. We can't keep slandering me like this, bro.
No, dude, like I get it. I'm a feminist. I'm all for empowerment. Maybe get some hobbies or some shit, right? But right. I don't even know where I was gonna go with that, to be
Shut up
honest.
podcast with his wife.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes. And she was talking about how she was like she would feel invisible, where everybody's like, "Oh my god, Dan Shelley, like let me freaking jerk you off." Like, uh, when they felt like they were just with someone famous, where they felt invisible, nobody would say, "Hey, oh, you're Sheldon's wife," right?
hmm
Or like with my girlfriend, they'd be like, "Oh, you're Hatch's girlfriend," right?
Yeah.
Like the feeling of being invisible to a woman and a person that is kind of known in paintball can definitely take a lot of a mental toll, right? And that's why, at least
hmm
for me, like I try to bring my girlfriend to places. I try to introduce her to as many people as I possibly can, right? She's okay with it. Sometimes she gets a little antisocial, but whatever,
hmm
dude. Slap her on the ass and get her going,
Yeah.
right? Whatever. But
I definitely think, the tough part about the grind is you're practicing nonstop
yeah,
as many times as you can. Then you get to a point of you actually start practicing less and less um, to avoid injuring yourself.
100%.
You avoid you like for instance, when I was with Xfactor, I asked like, dude, I'm fucking local. Like Xfactor practices like twice before a tournament, and that's not really out of the norm. But
That's normal for professionals.
yeah, but we do have localish guys there, right? It's just you got to drive 3 hours, 4 hours, right? Like, but we're all in Texas. Well, say the majority of guys were in Texas, and so I asked, why didn't X practice more? Because I was the new guy and I wanted to learn from them,
Hey, just asking
and I'm
questions.
like, dude, I will drive to you. I'm trying to learn.
Student of the game.
And that was one of the answers was, they don't practice as much. One of the reasons is avoiding injuries. When you're constantly doing this over and over again, it gets to a certain point where it almost it hinders the team, the roster, the individual more than it helps because like you're so good to a point where, okay, the only thing that we're doing now is really just playing layout to layout. Or like that's our stuff. You know how to play paintball. You know how to communicate. There's nothing. If there's something new, it'll be revolving around the layout. Like
Mhm.
we'll have a little call for this if they get in this structure, or if we can't tell
It becomes
from here.
it becomes mental at that point because they have all the
Right,
physical abilities. It's just mental and
right.
yeah. Okay.
So at that
Interesting.
point, then it's like, cool, man. You can spend a little bit more time watching paintball, really dissecting it. And so if I had to, and that's currently what I'm doing now. I play as much as I can, but I definitely watch a lot more paintball, I would say now than 2 years ago.
For sure.
And more so for the intention because I am looking for, um, like I don't know, let's just say like when you get to like semi-pro and pro, even Division two, right? You can probably snap shoot as good as 90% of the league. So at that point, does snap shooting every single day help you? Or just practicing the same way help you? I think it's great to sharpen your sword, to knock off some rust. And I definitely try to do that before practice. But also watching paintball, thinking about it, um, learning situations, and then taking that and trying to put that into practice here and there. I think that's extremely valuable as well. So if you have the opportunity to practice and you're like maybe not feeling it, maybe it's a shitty day, like spend some time watching it, use that time to hang out with your chick. Um, it's like a 45-minute hour game, right? Like you can spend time studying the trip to the field.
Oh
That
yeah.
takes time. The trip back, gearing up, right? Like it's there's a lot of time spent not actually grinding on the field. And if you can like just take that, spend that with her,
Mm,
be ready. Little stuff that you can do, man. I think that'll help.
wow. Damn, dude. I'm
It
gonna
is
start.
help.
I'm gonna start applying some of that to my own relationship. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'll
Could
be.
be
I'll,
good.
I'll be truthful with this one. My girlfriend is so into paintball because I told her that there has never been a good female coach, and she is like, "Well, in the name of feminism, I gotta fucking fix that shit." And I'm like,
Mm.
"By all means, go for it." Thank you. Then she's like,
Hmm.
"Hey, start running laps," and I'm like, "Dude, we're sleeping in the same bed, dude. What the fuck? The fuck?
Laps.
You think I'm joking, bro?
Where's there?
Not even close to joking." But yeah, like
Oh
fuck.
yeah.
Dude, those were some serious gems that man, dude, like I mean, I when I would first meet any girl, I would always let them know right
Hmm.
away, if you ever make me choose between paintball and you are not going to like the answer.
Hmm.
I was always like that. I have always been like that. But sometimes like I get it, right? Where sometimes,
Hmm.
for your person, you have to make a sacrifice, right? And honestly, the person who taught me the most value of that, honestly, was Brando. Brando taught me the most value where it's like, it's okay if you miss a tournament. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay. Because in my
It's
mind,
devastating.
it is devastating. Dude, my heart hurts.
Yeah.
And dude,
Fuck
I
yeah.
like the biggest thing, like, and I live my life no regrets. But I've said it 1,000 times, but I regret this to this day, is choosing to play a paintball tournament over going to Brando's wedding. My best fucking friend's
Mm.
wedding, I chose to go fucking play some shooty ball, and like a complete fucking idiot. If it comes down to your friend getting married, hopefully that is the first and last fucking time that's ever gonna happen. Like, and I'm giving this advice to anybody. If
They're
you
like, I'll be at the next one.
like, right, you know what I'm saying, right? I hope I'm not at the next one. You know what I'm saying? I hope there's not even a next one. But it is just such a thing that there are certain caliber of things in your life that you need to sacrifice.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
when you get to that fork in the road, and you're not choosing something like that, like your best friend's wedding. That shit tore me up. Like, I
Mhm.
I remember going to talk to Brando. Like, we casted a vote. We were like, all right, Brando, get out of here. Like, we're casting a vote, and the entire team is there, all 11 of us, and it starts to the person next to me and goes all the way to where I'm the last one. Every single person voted to go to the tournament except for me, and because I got outvoted. And
Mm.
then everybody at the end is like, "Oh well, don't be a fucking." I'll say it. Everybody's like, don't be a fucking faggot and just, you know, go by yourself and just leave us high and dry. Right. And I was like, well, I can't leave the boys high and dry, but it's like, dude, that conflict in my mind, it still eats away at me to this day. Like, dude, I remember going over and I got ahead of everybody else because I gave Brando a big old hug. Dude, I had tears in my eyes. Like, it was just so weird and emotional to me for like that. Because I was like, dude, like, that's my best friend's wedding. You know, seeing him on the happiest day of his life, like, I deserve to fucking see that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and
I mean, it's a fucked up choice.
it is a fucked up choice. It was incredibly fucked up, and like I was pissed. I was pissed with the voting outcome of it. But obviously, you know, democracy prevails in whatever way, you know, it is fucking super Earth, right? Well, whatever that is, that just gave me such a bad taste in my mouth where I was like, dude, like I have to be willing to make the right choice. There's the choice and there's the right choice. And that one was for me where I made the wrong choice, for sure.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes we have to make mistakes, right? Like I definitely learn more after I make mistakes.
yeah,
I can't always be right the first time. So.
right. And that's why I wanted to ask you that question where it's like, do you have any advice where,
Yeah.
you know, that you've learned the hard way where, you know, you could maybe convey that message to somebody without them having to learn it the hard way?
I mean, dude, if I had to sum that shit up, spend the time explaining what paintball means to you, to your significant other, and if you can't do that in like under an hour, under 20 minutes, spend some time thinking about that, right? Because I do think that the way that we as men try and portray our love for this primal sport,
Mhm.
it I think we kind of suck at it, you know.
100%.
We understand because we're in it, but I think that we're terrible at communicating, even though our entire sport revolves around communication. But funnily enough, like
Off the
that's
field
what we're
communication, way different.
teaching from like, dude, from D5 to pro. You're like, what are we working on this weekend? Well, let's get our communication. Like it's always the conversation,
Yeah.
you know. And so, and at the same time, I don't think that spending time realizing what you love about the sport and being able to relay that to another person, I don't think that's going to hurt you either.
Yeah.
Because I think it'll help you value the time that you have and realize, like, man, you know, if I get all this out of this sport, like, and life is that precious, dude, I need to really like value this moment, you know, and the people
Oh,
around
yeah.
me, you know. I mean, shit, you know, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Greg Pauly, right?
Dude,
Passed away
that
recently.
that upset me.
Yeah,
That shit hurts.
yeah. I mean,
He
he
was a
was
great guy.
huge part of Texas paintball. Personally, I'm like the idea of holding his own. I put that with Greg Pauly,
Mm.
and there was like I don't know. That's just what I think about. Think about like AC system ball. It's holding zones. It's playing this right. Um, Unfortunately, like I saw something, you know, when he passed about you know, like relaying it to his like next of kin, and I don't know if it was Mark or somebody, Mark Johnson or somebody else said something like you know, like he doesn't have much family. You know, I was like, fuck, man, like
I feel that. I do not
that
have very
would,
much family. I feel that.
and like sometimes this is the family we have, right? It's
Yeah.
like the people that we're communicating with that are fucking light years across the universe, right? Um, you know, and just being able to have these connections and value them, you know, so at least like when it is our time, you know, we at least led a rich life, you know, that goes beyond
Wealth.
assets and bottom lines. Yeah.
Wow. That is fucking amazing. Um, Jay Sherm, you're the fucking man, bro. Genuinely. And I
Fuck,
think
dude. God, man.
at least for me, when it comes to the way you can portray it to your girlfriend, how you said you can kind of like, if it takes you under an hour or if it takes you under 20 minutes, like for me, I was incredibly intimidated where I did not want to take my girlfriend to the paintball field because obviously we're fucking hooligans, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I hold my paintball family so high above my own blood to where I care about more than what my paintball people think, like my team, because my team is my family,
Mhm.
right? And that's what made it so easy to kind of like portray it to her, because she sees the way my eyes light up when I see my boys, you know, like how like I can be pissed off and upset, and then it's like we come back in the pits
Yeah.
yelling, but dude, like we at the end we're giving each other a big old hug, and it's like, bro, I fucking love you, you know, right? To where you know, Jay Sherman, if you ever needed a couch to crash on in California, bro, I got your back, genuinely. And you know,
Dude, thank you, man.
it
I
it,
appreciate
it,
that.
it is just such a unique camaraderie that we have in paintball that it is. It's gonna sound a little fucked up. I'll go down that rabbit hole, but I feel like a lot of girls they can't be friends like that. Like
That's crazy.
is that just me? But it's like girls like they will talk a blatant fucking shit behind that person's back after just talking to them 5 seconds ago. Like us as like teammates and family members, like bro, I would be like, I mean, obviously there's jokes that we will make about every single teammate, but there's difference between making jokes and like genuinely ragging on the guy behind his back, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody on my paintball team would talk shit behind my back, you know, and it was completely observable from her perspective the first time meeting these people, where it's like, man, like there's something special here, right? And that's the way
Right.
I think it's like when it comes to bringing a girl into this. It's probably hard to bring in a girl in if you're a mercenary and you're like, oh yeah, I just jump from team to team. That probably like looks way less satisfying than, you know, being with the same, like, hey, like I'm gonna go to practice, you want to come with me? And she's like, oh sure, like, and she sees the same people, right? To where eventually, you know, you're going out to the cookout and all the same people are there, just like at the paintball field. You know, I don't know, maybe I'm just fucking yapping too much,
Yeah.
but
No, makes sense.
Nah, not at all.
fuck, dude, it is crazy that like how much life that at least I feel like I've lived over the past like 3 years having this podcast, and like the lessons that I've learned. Like, dude, I remember I was like, bro, like I'm never fucking having a girlfriend again. Fuck that shit. Now look at me, and now I'm a whipped chump, you know, but in a good way. In a good way.
Hell yeah,
I'm not
dude.
even mad. Not even mad, right? But what a
Can't be
fucking
mad,
what a
dude.
fucking
You're
great
blessed, brother. You're blessed.
day, right?
You're fucking blessed.
And the fact that we even get to play shooty ball, that is a blessing for all of us, right? We could have been
Dude.
born 50 years ago and being in fucking Nom. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like that's where the real shit went down. You know, hey man, I just like playing shooty ball. You know, inflicting a little bit of pain, maybe shooting a guy in the ear here and there. You know, those motherfuckers are collecting ears on a necklace over there. We are not the same.
Shooty bullet.
You know, we are not the same. But
God, no.
Caden, do you have any more? Do you have anything more for Jay Sherman before we start to wrap it up?
There was one thing I wanted to touch on earlier. So you've obviously had a taste of pro, kind of like something people dream of. Is there? Do you think there's like a secret sauce that people don't know about into like getting into pro, that like divisional players might not realize? Like, is it like you have to be like that certain tier, like athleticism or the communication, or
Is it
Nah.
is it all performative, or is it who you know?
I mean, there's two answers, right? There's one that is almost like so the long game is like you just wait your turn, right? Because I would like to think that the best players that we all knew as kids stopped playing. And probably the best player on your D4 team stopped playing. The best player on your D3 team stopped playing, right? It's rare that you end up going up, and even then, people fall off. People stop playing. When I was, you know, for Xfactor, when I was like working for that, it was just like just if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready,
Yep.
right? Which to me was just head down, be ready, stay working out, stay fit, practice all the time. Make sure that if you get an opportunity to come off the bench, like you're sharp. You know, and inevitably, right, it'll be your turn. I think the secret sauce to just getting there at any point in time, is self-reflection.
Hmm.
So the first time that I attempted to play pro was with Diesel, and
What year was that?
I like 2021 maybe,
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
or maybe yeah, I think 2021. Might have been 2022. I was only rostered with them for World Cup. Didn't get any spins. Um, but I remember going to a practice out in California. We had all flown out there. I don't know if it was at ASG where it was, but um, I just remember we were playing Aftermath and Dynasty and us, and I think that was it. But I remember like getting on the field and just looking at players, and I could just tell I wasn't ready. I
Hmm.
thought I was.
Interesting.
Um, but sometimes you just have to be around dudes that are like at that level and physically look it, kind of reflect on yourself, be like, I don't look like that.
Hmm.
Don't play like that. I don't make moves or decisions with that uh fraction of a second, skill, I guess. Like there was a point where it's like, again, you might be able to do pro shit once or twice, right? But when you realize the guys that you're playing against, right? And like, man, I have to be better than that dude.
Yeah.
It like that's the reality is your five guys have to be better than those five guys, but for you to get on the box with those five guys, you have to be better than the dude on the other side.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and at the time, I thought I was ready, and I vividly remember standing on the sidelines, just reffing the practice, and um, oh, who the fuck was it? Who's the dude that Asian dude that's now a pilot?
Thomas
He's played with
Kim.
Aftermath and
Thomas Kim.
Thomas Kim. I was watching him. That dude's a fucking beast. But I was
Yeah.
watching Thomas Kim and was just like, I ain't ready for pro.
Hmm.
And the self-reflection goes even further though, because it's not just that moment, right? It's about so when I was with Xfactor, I was rooming with Archie. And there was one time where I asked Archie, just what did you do? Right? That's the question you want to ask. The guy of all guys.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
Like
blatant
you
and straight up.
yeah.
You
And I'm
can't really
like,
give a bullshit answer with
you're
that.
my roommate. No, I'm like, you're my roommate. You're right here,
You're
bro. Like
cornered.
if there's a question I'm supposed to ask at any point in time in my life, it's this question right now.
Yeah.
Um, so I fucking asked him, like, what did you do? And his response was after every point that he played, after he went off by himself. So like, imagine you're at a practice, you play a point, team's gearing up, all that shit. He's just like, I will be right back. I need time for myself. And he does that every point that he plays, every single point,
Wow.
and goes off and thinks about what he did and what he could have done, the mistakes that he made, and he was very intentional about it, point to point to point to point to point. And he just said he didn't really care what anybody else thought. He just did this for himself to make sure that he got better and better and better, and was very intentional with that. And only through those, you know, self moments of self reflection do you really start to realize like you have moments in every practice, moments in every day to be better. It's
Hmm.
just like how are you choosing to spend that time and that energy? Because we love paintball. All of our homies are there, right? Like we're having fun. I do that shit all the time. But also to try and be one of the greats, or at least get the most out of yourself. Um, you got to spend some time reflecting on things, and a lot of that is like for like divisional guys, right? It might just be, yeah, I missed that shot. Should have shot higher. Or, yeah, I missed this move. I should have gone on the inside route and went highway on the guy, right? Or I should have asked for help. I didn't need to do this myself. Um, things like that, those little moments, if you can do that from point to point, then like your ability to adapt and change and kind of overcome these obstacles, it happens so much faster. And so I definitely remember there were moments where after every tournament, kind of on the come up, like if I missed a shot, um, at a tournament that was like, I knew the move was risky, but I knew the shot was possible,
Mm-hmm.
and I took the risk and I missed the shot. I kicked myself in the ass for that because I was like, you fucking took the risk. You knew what it was, but you missed the shot. And it doesn't mean the move was wrong, but it does mean the move was wrong with the skill that you have. So if you're going to continue making these moves and these risks, then you need to upgrade your fucking skill set so that the risk isn't as risky anymore. And if it is, then that means like you're like the risk factor goes even higher because you can't even execute on it. And so your chances of getting shot are the same, but there's only 100. So
You make the margin
things
of
kind
your
of
shot
change.
hitting higher than the margin of you getting shot. Than you getting shot.
Yeah, dude. And right. And so like that shit shifts and adjusts. And so I had to, really spend time kind of assessing that. Another one on the self-reflection, when I got cut from Xfactor. Um, I had two really bad practices that were like weeks apart, where I don't know what it was, man. Just I thought it was just one of those practices where every ball finds me, getting hit off break, left, right, forward.
Sometimes you have those.
You make your bumpy, dude. Well, and that's what I thought, right? And the guys are looking at me like, oh my God, who fucking pick this dude up. Like I'm overhearing like my teammates, right, saying where they're talking to themselves, but really loudly, like just shit about me, or things that are indirectly about me, or stuff that was just like, okay.
They're like, oh, whoever on the fucking Dorito side was fucked that up. Like, well, bro, I'm on the Dorito
I
side.
mean, just stuff where it's like, we shouldn't be picking up players unless it's the top 10 player. Stuff like that. There's little things, right?
That's
But
that's gay as fuck.
that's not their fault for saying it.
Yeah, yeah,
Not their fault.
yeah.
It's my performance,
Yep.
right?
100%,
So
100%.
yeah, so that was just one of those things. I was like, fuck, man, this is reflecting bad. So a couple weeks goes by, have a decent first day, and it kind of went bad the second day. And other players that were there that were also being kind of mixed in were just doing better. So, I'm told, hey, we're not going to bring you to the event. If you want to play, cool, you can go find another team. If you want to just hang out, like you can still be on the team. We're just not going to bring you to the event. So talk to Ryan, figure out a good decision. Decision was to go play with demo and still play. So after that whole thing, right, I did a lot of self-reflecting, about like, man, like, you know, obviously this is happening and what am I doing? Because whether it's, you're practicing a pro team or like a D4 team, I would get dinked out in this little chunk of time. And so I'm starting to question, like, why is this happening? It's not the skill of the player.
Mhm.
I'm just like looking into balls, stuff, just shit. And like, it's not skill related because it's happening to whoever I'm playing with. And so I had to really realize, like, you know, some of the things that I'm doing are putting me in a position where there's a chance to get shot, and those moments, like, you may not be aware of, but they're increasing your chances of losing a point simply because you're playing a riskier game. And it could be as something as like looking inside,
Mhm.
because you don't see the ball that's coming at you.
Mhm.
Or this is a unique one. When you got somebody, let's just say you're on the corner and you got your tape in and you wrap on somebody inside,
Yeah.
not wrapping from the same elevation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like when you're shooting and then you wrap from the same elevation, like the dude knows that you're shooting there. So he's gonna put his fucking paint there and you just wrap right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot high, get on your knees, wrap low, right? Change your elevation so that at the very least you reduce your chances of getting dinked out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Okay.
started incorporating some of those things. And all of a sudden my survivability, shot up. I'm not getting dinked out as much. Um, and you're alive for the points where you get to go be a star.
Hmm.
Because that those moments don't always happen, but if you stay alive, you get an opportunity to stunt.
I remember you taught me
If
that,
you're dead, well, you
actually.
can't stunt. Yeah, yeah. And that specific phrase was something I heard from Meteor. Um, he had made a comment that first year, which I didn't even understand at the time. He was just like, I'm just trying to be alive um, for the low body situationals where you get to go from being a team player to kind of being a little bit more of yourself.
Hmm.
And I was trying to be too much of myself while I should have been a team player to the point where when it's a 5-on-5, first person that makes the mistake is, that's usually the direction in which like
The domino
the
falls.
game does not, yeah, it does not go in their favor. And so when you're playing with Xfactor or Impact, um, that, once it goes to 54, it's like, okay, it's in our hands, just don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
And when you're on the receiving side of that, like you're the guy, you're the weakest link. So I just had to make those little changes. But that's one of the secret sauces, I would say. Reflect, man. Reflect, reflect, reflect. Spend more time reflecting. It's that's where you're gonna learn everything.
Wow.
Great insight.
Great insight, dude. Holy shit. Because I mean, I remember there were times where you and I are both working with some of the guys from Oni, and they're fucking doing some boneheaded ass shit, and they're like, dude, like I want to go shoot him. I want to go get him. And it's like, dude, I remember you vividly you saying this. You're like, dude, if you stay alive, your time will come. Like
Yeah.
your time to be the fucking hero and run down and shoot everybody will come. You just have to stay alive and play the game out. And that
Hmm.
really stuck with me because I was like,
Yeah.
it was never worded to me so normal, you know?
Mm.
Like, I guess the way how I like to describe it is if I'm alive, they can't push our buzzer. If
Right.
I'm alive, they physically cannot win. Right. And
Hmm.
that was the way that it was kind of like taught to me. And it's so interesting how, different strategies of, survivability are portrayed to us to where like what finally sticks in our head.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
Goddamn.
like the survival thing, dude. We were talking about Chop earlier in the conversation. His survivability is through the roof, and he's number one player right now, right? Like that. Survivability is like I think it's maybe I don't know if it's a skill, but I think it dictates the game
For sure.
more than actually shooting somebody, right? Because a lot of times when you get dinked, it's like a blind shot that
Mm.
comes over, and most blind shots usually come from the outside of the field going in or from the inside of the field going out. And it's usually on the inside of somebody's bunker, right? That you're shooting it into. And that catches people, so if we can just like limit those things and wait, um, which I hate, man, because it's boring paintball.
Fuck yeah, it
It
is. And Impact
Waiting
is so
around is
fucking good
boring.
at it, right? Like Impact, like they have
Dude,
like perfected that Python game where it's like they'll get a kill and they will constrict and choke you the fuck out, right? And obviously I fucking joke
yeah,
around like I josh around about us whooping Impact's ass, right? But obviously like they're one of the greatest teams and like they show it,
yeah,
right? They go out there and they show it.
yeah,
They will put it on us sometimes, right? There have been times where I mean, when we first became semi-pro as DMG, I don't know if you remember, Caden, dude, that first practice against Impact, dude, we were getting our asses ate.
Yeah, yeah, we were.
And then it's like, I mean, to the point where they were like, we're not gonna play you guys. You guys aren't showing us enough challenge, dude. Completely valid,
hmm
right? So we went back to the drawing board and we're like, bro, we're
yeah,
gonna practice ourselves in every single situation to where the next time we play Impact, we are not gonna be, some fucking pussies laying over, just taking it. And the next practice, we're a little bit more 50-50. The next practice, a little bit more 50-50 than the next practice, like closer and closer to that margin where, like we're winning points, like they're and quick,
hmm
and it's all part of the game of learning and just the way that you can kind of interpret the game with survivability. That is like the number one. Everybody can fucking snapshot,
yeah,
right? And I think LJ Woodley, who he played on X Factor for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
He is kind of coming out with like this paintball school in a way. I don't know if you guys have seen any of his clips, but he's has like a fucking whiteboard with like a projector, and he's like, this and then this makes me this, right? Do like, and he's not saying about like, he's like, oh, snapshotting only gets you so far. The way that and maybe it's just the way that he said it compared to the way that Marcelo says it. When Marcelo's, oh, you just got to hit flow state. That sounds so fucking stupid. But then when LJ Woodley was saying that, I was like, oh shit, I get it. I get it. And I guess it's just the way that it was delivered, right? And the flow of the game the momentum can be stolen like a single second, which is so unique about paintball, right? When with 5 other guys in hockey, it's not like one of the guys is gonna go and be gone for the rest of a point. Paintball is so unique to that, to where it's like once one of your 5 guys is gone, 20% of your firepower goes with them.
Dude.
So
yeah,
it's very paintball is such a hard sport and such an interesting sport that must be the reason why we love it so much, honestly. But
momentum.
all right, Jay Sherman, I got one more question before we start to wrap it up.
I have one more wrap down question.
Yeah, he also has one as well. Caden, why don't you go first? Because mine's a little bit
Cool.
gooder.
All right. Well, easy gooder. Easy wrap down question. What's your favorite color?
Fuck, man, it
Sometimes
was
this is
blue
difficult.
growing up, but now I'm all about the green, man.
I was
all
the
about
same
the
way.
green.
I like green now a lot more as well. Master Chief, dude, hit a string in me, bro. I'm not gay, but if I was,
yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. Master Chief or Leon Kennedy, bro, from Resident Evil, one of those two. If I was gay, if I was, but all right, now here comes a serious question. I wish Brandon was here, but obviously he's probably like putting Michelle on his back, climbing a mountain, doing shit that he does for her all the time,
Making
right?
that sacrifice.
Making that sacrifice straight up, right? And
Yep.
on
You gotta do what you gotta do,
on
man.
FTS, we understand sacrifices, dude. I'm never sacrificing his wedding ever again, But this last question for you, Jay Sherm. If every single human was attached to a conduit, and the microphone was in your hands, and you could tell everybody on Earth one thing, it would be translated to their native language where they would understand it. What would you tell the world?
We sell seeds at TexanHemp.com.
Oh, there we go, baby. Texas Hemp, dude. That's a good plug right there, dude. Did not expect that.
Oh, look at that timing.
Oh, look at this guy, dude.
What's up?
You okay?
If we've got
Okay. Go ahead, Jay Sherm.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't know, man. Ask for help. Like in paintball, you don't have to do it yourself. In life, ask for help. It should be more of a, I think I mentioned to you, like less of a weakness and more of like a strategy.
100%.
I think that too often, we don't use our fellow human. And sometimes like people enjoy being used. They enjoy helping.
Love
You know,
being
you
used.
and I we met through coaching, right?
Yeah.
Like what we are doing is we're helping people. And I think most coaches try to coach in a way that they would want to be coached. They try
100%.
and give back. The homeless, they're asking for help.
Yeah, valid.
I mean, yeah.
It's a stigma for men to like, for some reason, if you ask for help as a man, you're low-key a fucking pussy. And I think that is like literally gayer than kissing a fucking guy. Like I do not understand it. That, I mean, at least for me and my homies, like, I mean, there have been plenty of times where like I will call, like, dude, I ask Brando all the time about like relationship advice and like, certain things, because I'm not on his fucking level. The guy's a fucking surgeon. The guy's married. Right, I'm just trying to take 1% and maybe adapt it to my, he's got his own sandcastle and I just have my fucking little silly putty that I'm trying to mold into what I want, So, yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
So, Brando, do you have any questions for Jay Sherman before we take off?
Dude, we've ran the gambit. Honestly, any
It's
question
about a lot.
on here. Yeah, any question on here. I mean, you've gone a lot deeper than any of the questions I had, in the in our little law chat. I mean, it's tremendous. Just really, I really appreciate you coming on and being open with everything that
Yeah, this has been
we've
fun.
asked and talked about.
What was your opinion, Brando, when I was like, "Hey, we have a guest, Jared Sherman," and obviously I gave some details about his background. Like, what was your first thought? Like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, no, I mean, I
Probably.
recognized him. I recognized him from Notorious. I didn't know that you guys like you met him and hung out with him in Texas because
Nah, just random guy,
haven't
homeless guy brought on.
haven't seen you
Almost.
like in person since in a couple weeks. But
Oh, wow.
I thought you just reached out to him. He was coming on. I was like, all right, cool. Like, we're really gonna get to know him. It helps that you guys have the shared experience, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Spending a weekend together.
in the
So
trenches.
yeah, that certainly helped.
In the trenches, dude.
Uh, it certainly helps that you've listened to the show. Thank you for that.
Appreciate that, bro.
Uh,
You guys been putting in the work, man.
Dude,
This
you've
is,
already, okay. You put on a
like I
record,
said, it's an honor to be here.
Jay Sherm. You put on a record. This is actually the longest pod we've ever recorded. Absolutely for sure, without a doubt.
Fuck, dude.
So
Fuck, damn it.
so
That's what I was saying. Is I
Whoa,
didn't
whoa,
want
whoa,
to do
whoa,
that because like
whoa.
I did the same thing with in the band. I was like 3
Dude,
hours. Fuck, man.
chill. This is good, bro.
I feel so bad.
No,
My
no, no,
bad,
no,
bro.
no, 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 bro. Do not feel bad at all. One, it is an absolute pleasure to have you. You've taught not only us, I think, like, to all 11 of our viewers. You probably taught like a hella lessons.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah,
Right?
dude. 11 is fucking tons,
You know what
bro.
I'm
We're
saying, dude?
cooking.
I look at it like this: if I had to give a speech in front of 11 people, dude, some people look terrified of that. Some people would rather kill themselves than fucking talk in front of a bunch of people, right? Imagine 11 people coming up to you and say, "Hey, you have a nice ass outfit." You know,
Thanks.
like that. 11 people, bro. That's a lot if you think about it,
That'd be cool. Yeah, dude. I'd be
You know?
smiling.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
It's-
yeah, now
Yeah.
I gotta do our own sponsor read. But hey, let me just say,
Hell
Jay
yeah.
Sherm, you can shout out anybody you want, bro. It's your time.
Fuck, man.
Texas Hemp. He loves Texas
Thank
Hemp.
you to all the moms. Yeah, dude. Texan Hemp, TexanHemp.com. You know, we sell seeds. Um, I gotta thank all the moms, right? You know, they were half of the reason we're here.
Yep.
Um, my mom in particular, she was the driving force, bringing me all the little early paintball stuff. Um, thank you guys. Thank you to the Austin Oni organization, right? Like
Yeah.
we wouldn't have met, wouldn't be here if it wasn't for
Literally.
them. You know, they got some really dope stuff coming out. Texas Demo Boys. We got some dope stuff coming out.
Excited. I'm rooting for you guys.
Man. Dude, yeah, we're excited to just get back to it. I'm excited for these guys. I hope, you know, we hope we do well, just for everybody else, you know. For us, cool, but it seems like a lot of people are excited just to be like the Notorious or somewhat coming back, and a lot of those dudes have fans of their own, so it's cool.
Fuck yeah.
But
Well,
other than that, man,
I'm one of them. So
yeah, fuck yeah.
fuck yeah.
Thank you to you guys, man.
Thank you, Jay Sherm. Well,
Thank you.
all right, guys, we're wrapping it up, and make sure you guys go to weltsclothing.com. Use code FTS, 10% off. Get you guys yourself some dope Discipline merch. Get yourself a hat what Brando's wearing, shirt that Caden's wearing, brand new strap. I wear a strap. What is that? Is that the red
The
Welt
red
Stream
one.
Chasers? Dude,
I wear red.
use code FTS. Save yourself a little bit of money, dude. They make dope stuff. Scott Stewart, world champion. Corey Callahan, world champion. Everything. Honestly, love that guy. They take care of us over here. So thank you to Welts. Use code FTS, 10% off. Then secondly, Hormesis Paintball. Caden got a sick ass headband on right now. Pink Hormesis. Shout out to Hormesis. Whenever Iron Kids comes out, I'm excited for it one day. You know, maybe if you see us around Capitol Edge, maybe we'll have a little Hormesis for you. You never know. You never know.
Maybe.
So and that was a perfect segue into our third sponsor, Capitol Edge Paintball Park. If you're over there, you'll see Brando. I actually haven't been out there in a while because I'm a piece of shit. But if you're out there, Brando's out there. Go shoot him.
Every weekend.
So
I'm out there too. Me too.
Caden's out there too sometimes. Yeah, baby. But yeah, come on out to Capital Edge. The anniversary, giving you guys plenty of heads up in November, probably the weekend after World Cup. Come out. We do like games of 300 on 300, attack the castle type shit. It's
Holy
awesome,
shit.
dude. It's insane. We have a tank. It's insane, right? So come out to Capital Edge Paintball Park. Tell them FTS sent you, and maybe you'll get a handshake. You never know, but
Yeah, crisp high five.
you know. But if you guys made it this far, we love you guys. This is your boy Hatch, Brandon Brando Baird, Caden Spencer, and Jared Sherman. Have a good one, guys. Bye.